Good evening and welcome to Saxon Stadium here on the campus of Mercyhurst University for the start of America 250 weekend here in Erie, Pennsylvania. And tonight the NPSL presents the Ambassadors FC Ohio against your Erie Commodores. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here tonight on an absolutely gorgeous evening here at Mercyhurst. For Jack Quinn, I'm John Leidick. We appreciate it, Jack. It's so much to get to, a celebratory weekend for everyone around the country and here in Erie, but more so because the Erie Commodores, for a second time this season, are the number one ranked team in the nation.
Which is nice, but it's a little bit superfluous. The goal was to get home field throughout, be the region, or the conference rather, champion. They've done all that. The key tonight, two keys really, don't get anyone hurt and don't get any red cards tonight. I think that'll be the case. Now, the hot weather is going to play a factor. I think these teams are going to be very deep into their benches this evening, and this has been a well-coached team all year. I don't expect anything nefarious against a team, no less. They could very well play in the championship game of this conference down the road. The playoffs start on the 8th right here in Erie. That's what they aim for, those home matches. We said that the first game of the year. That's exactly what they've done tonight. Some new guys will get some chances. Also some veterans. You want to stay solvent for that playoff game on Wednesday.
We'll meet those guys in just a minute in the starting lineups. 4-1-0 right here at Saxon Stadium. They look to keep that unbeaten mark, but again, as Jack said, it's not all really that important if they would fall here tonight because they'll be the number one seed and have the road to the Great Lakes Conference Championship go right here through Saxon Stadium. Jack, let's start off with the visitors here tonight who are the number 2 seed in the Great Lakes Conference, and that is the Ambassadors starting lineup. We'll get underway with the goalkeeper, Nick Bertolini.
Nick Bertolini, Alex Dapperschmidt, Omar Najjar, and Maxwell Brown, the defenders. The midfielders, Matthew Skodany, Brendan Swan, Zach Kiersey, Jordan Akins, and Brendan French, and Sahid Jah and Diego Pinto, the forwards. Pinto right now 1 goal behind the Golden Boot. That is awarded to the leading goal scorer in the entire NPSL. He's only 1 goal behind, so some personal goals perhaps for him, and that's a guy you want to shut down. You don't want to give him confidence for a potential playoff matchup.
We know how dangerous this Commodores lineup is, but you mentioned Pinto, also Sahid Jah and Amir Spratt, 6 and 7 goals respectively. Those two are dangerous. They have a couple of key goal scorers.
And you talk about a hot team coming in, not just because it's 95 with insane humidity here in Erie, as it has been all week and throughout much of the Northeast. This team has outscored the opposition the last 2 games, 23-1. I thought it was a typo. No typo on the NPSL website. They have been scoring and scoring seemingly at will. Erie will look to curb that momentum a little bit.
We'll break in and break down their matchup most recently that was this past Tuesday against the Buffalo Stallions, coming up later here in our pregame show.
Did not go well for Buffalo, just a little
just
bit of
a precursor,
a
little television tease, as they would call it. All right, let's go to the Commodores lineup here tonight, and Aymar Aramendia gets the start, as he did just 6 days ago on that Saturday matchup and the come-behind 4-3 victory for Cleveland. Jack, take it away on the rest.
Well, you've got Jack Emanuel, who's been a stalwart of this team, Kaz Schroeder, and Ariku Temitayo, a new addition to this ball club. They'll be the defendos. Ryosuke Miyata, the midfielders. We saw him, and he played extremely well in the last home game. David Citron, Alex Sanchez, Santiago Ustamente, the midfielders. Cyrus Conley, Santiago Geraldo, and Rikido Takuchi, who I believe to be the most dangerous Commodore, rounding out the forwards. Be interesting to see how long they play tonight. Again, you want to avoid injury. Cramping could be a problem.
Yeah, we'll see just how much playing time. And again, you want to be at least fresh heading into that matchup, knowing how tough Flower City has played this group. But again, want to be cautious in the fact that you don't lose anybody for that pivotal opening matchup of the postseason that comes your way Wednesday. Still to come here on the pregame show when we return. It was an interview that was done with Erie Commodores owner John Melody just a few weeks ago prior to that Cleveland away game, talking about his ownership of this club, the longest tenured and running group here in the NPSL, and just the success this group has enjoyed all season long. Coming into this one, 10-1-0. You'll hear all about that coming up next as the pregame show rolls along and we count you down to the opener of this final regular season game. This is Erie Commodores Soccer, and it's all sponsored by LECOM.
Visit Erie, Good Life, Great Lake.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
LECOM is among the nation's largest and most applied to medical schools. We expand the boundaries of medical knowledge, challenging our students and preparing them to realize their potential. With 4 campuses nationwide and over 17,000 alumni, you can become part of the next generation of LECOM graduates. At LECOM, we make doctors.
Visit Erie. Good life, great lake.
My inspiration came from 2009 was the first year of our team. I did not own it in 2009. I coached it in its first year, and the guy that had it thought it was a little expensive, so I ended up buying it from him. And it's mine since 2010. You know, I've been in Erie. I mean, this is my 40th year. I came to the States on a soccer scholarship to Mercyhurst University in Erie, and that's 40 years ago this year. So Erie's home for me there now. I'm married with 3 kids, and I have a few businesses in the bar and restaurant business, and Commodores is and NPSL is my labor of love for sure. You know, we're the oldest team in the NPSL. This is our 18th season, and I've seen so many teams come and go. Some people that have gone on to higher leagues and done different things, and some teams that just haven't been able to make it for whatever reason. But I sit on the board now of the NPSL, and I have done for many years, and I love to be able to participate in the growth of NPSL, and the fact that it's membership driven and all owners have a say in how the league is run is important to me, and I kind of like our philosophy, and I'm very happy that I'm not happy that I'm the oldest team in the NPSL, but I'm happy that the league seems to be growing, and there's a lot of kind of exciting things to come in the NPSL in the next couple of years. I hope we live our legacy in a little bit, insofar as we want to be a community asset. First and foremost, we want to give people a platform to go on and we have a player here today that started training with us when he was a junior in high school, and and now he's first team, and he's gone through college and all of those things. He's graduated, he's back coaching college in the local area. So they're the kind of stories I love. The other thing I like is we give a lot of opportunity to people who want to be a head coach, and I'm quite happy to take the chance on people being a first year head coach and seeing how that can help them grow and develop in their careers as well. I'm I suppose proud of our kind of longevity, that we've been able to stick it out. Everybody has trials and tribulations at this level, so the fact that we've been able to get sponsors that believe in us and have been with us, like our 2 main sponsors, I suppose, are LECOM, Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, and Erie Insurance, 2 big companies, 2 big employers in Erie, Pennsylvania, and they've been with us for many, many years and support what we do and like what we do in the community. And so it's nice to be in that position that I think now we're solid for the future, and that's important to me as well. Listen, I always feel like we're as good as our next game, and I worry more about our next game than I have in any game previous, and I'm not even sure how many games we played in the last 18 years. But the one that kind of jumps out at me, our first year we went undefeated, we got to a national final, we got beaten in overtime, and I think it kind of motivated me to kind of stay the course. And I'll always and make no bones about this, our job is to try and challenge on a national basis, year in, year out. Some years have been more successful than others, but my motivation is just trying to keep win matches. And again, a very important part for us in our philosophy is to be a strong community asset and be able to give back to kids, underprivileged kids particularly. And that's very much part of what we do. Our goal is now we're in a position, we've been here for a long time. Our goal is definitely to help other teams. We talk to a lot of teams about who are talking about coming into the NPSL, the good and the bad of being involved in soccer at this level, and just trying to be a little bit of sounding board and a huge help. I mean, our philosophy in the NPSL is we are business partners off the field. I mean, listen, I have a great relationship with Cleveland. Will we try and beat them today? Absolutely. Will they try and beat us? Absolutely. But if he called me today or tomorrow asking for some help or had a question, I'm happy to help. We do a lot of that within our conference, even within our region, even nationally. So our goal is to just keep doing what's right for soccer and keep helping the NPSL grow and develop. You know, I suppose we're driven, right? We're focused, we're driven. If we're going to do anything, you know, we're involved in the bar and restaurant business as well, and customer service is a huge part of that. And there's no point in doing it if you don't try and do it well, no matter what you do. So the fact that we do this, we do it well. We have a great team. I mean, you know, Katie, who does our marketing, and you know, our coaches that we've had over the years. We've just had some great people involved. And again, I mentioned our sponsors before, but my goal is just to be an asset to the community of Erie, Pennsylvania, to be an asset to the NPSL, and just to be an advocate for soccer in general. You know, it's been a great start to the year. I mean, listen, it's we're halfway through the season. We've played 6 matches. We've won 6 matches. We've a massive game against Cleveland tonight. I mean, that's our biggest rival in the NPSL. You know, they're ranked, you know, we're ranked number 1 in the country right now. They're ranked number 4 in the country right now. So it's going to be a great battle tonight. But as I sit here today, right now, before kickoff, we are the longest serving team in the NPSL, and we're number 1 ranked in the nation in the NPSL right now. So that's a culmination of a lot of hard work. There's no doubt about that. But again, we don't get ahead of ourselves. We have a game today to play. We take one game at a time, and you know, I'm very much of the mindset that we look forward to the next game. We don't worry about what happened before.
At John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
If you know what you want, LECOM will help you achieve it. We are among the nation's largest and most applied to medical schools, offering programs in medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, and podiatry, with student-centered learning and a nearly 100% residency placement. With 4 campuses nationwide, you can count on LECOM for your future. Become the medical practitioner you know you can be. At LECOM, we make doctors.
Welcome back to the Erie Commodores pregame show. John Laddick alongside Jack Quinn. And Jack, we come into this one with the Commodores 4-1-0 on the year, outscoring opponents 18-4. But boy, it was a drama-filled nail-biter the last time we were here at Saxon Stadium 6 days ago against Cleveland.
Well, what I loved about this game against Cleveland was, like tonight, it didn't matter in terms of the standings. Erie had already wrapped up the number 1 seed, but it showed great character after losing that lead to battle back with one of, at least, the greatest goals I've ever seen. But they battled back and stole that one 4-3.
Head coach Kata Nastuda said it was the game he was most proud of. Let's take a look at it. The highlights from this one. It got started in the 34th minute, and this one was the goal, Jack, you were talking about.
I mean, between the cross and both of them going for the bicycle kick and then connecting, it truly is one of the most beautiful goals I've ever seen, whether in person or on tape.
Jack Emanuel and Julian Tovar right there for it. They gave it to Emanuel, the players did, after the game. 47th minute, some luck for the Commodores.
Yeah, a little bit on an own goal situation, and just really nothing you could do. You're trying your best there, and the keeper, you could see the frustration on his face, knowing that he thought it was by, but not the case.
That was Ryosuke Mayata putting the shot on, and then down 3-2 after giving up 3 goals in a matter of 8 seconds. They get an answer late in this one.
All to the same player, they gave up those 3 goals, but again, the character, the phenomenal move, and the finish.
Cyrus Connolly, the goal scorer there to tie it at 3, and then in the closing minutes, 89th minute, Jack, and boy, you could tell from the start when they got this ball over the defender, as the celebration for Connolly, it would go to the 89th minute, and once they got it over the defender here, this is when the magic happened. with a odd man break.
Dylan Sumner with his second goal of the year, and he has been a stalwart on this ball club, whether as a coach or as a player, and finishes in style. Again, no overtime, but they wanted to win that, and he just blasted that thing home.
It was a great job by Cyrus Connolly there, too, to kind of push the defenders back. That gave Sumner the room to shoot it, use the defenders as a screen, and it was a 4-3 final. The Erie Commodores came away, again, in what Kat Nastuta, the head coach here, said was their most impressive and well-rounded victory of the season because of the tenacity and fight to come back. So you have that one here come in 4-1-0, that one draw to Flower City, who this team will face in the postseason. We'll get to that in just a moment. But this Ambassadors team, this was as tightly contested the last time these two. It took to the 88th minute before somebody found the net.
Yeah, it really was 1-0, and it was the game of the year. It's the reason why the Commodores have been able, they're not coasting, but they had the ability to coast. We saw they didn't coast in that 4-3 win, as you mentioned, but it was that victory on the road that secured that number one seed and has set everything up for their postseason run. As you said earlier, postseason has to come through Erie.
As we'll wrap this one up, again, we want to let you know that there's a tremendous pregame show coming your way here. A flyover, the mayor's in town, and a number of great local soccer clubs. So stay tuned to the pregame show. For Jack, I'm John Leidick. We'll talk postseason play coming up once this match gets underway. But that was our pregame show. Erie Commodores Soccer is sponsored by Lecom.
At John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
If you know what you want, Lecom will help you achieve it. We are among the nation's largest and most applied to medical schools, offering programs in medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, and podiatry, with student-centered learning and a nearly 100% residency placement. With 4 campuses nationwide, you can count on Lecom for your future. Become the medical practitioner you know you can be. At Lecom, we make doctors.
Visit Erie, Good Life, Great Lake.
At John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
Like in medicine, great achievements in sports require hard work, long hours, and determination. The outcome in both is worth the effort. LECOM is among the largest and most applied to medical schools, with 4 campuses nationwide, offering student-centered learning and a nearly 100% residency placement. The Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. We make dreams reality. We make doctors.
We welcome you back to Saxon Stadium here as the two teams make their way out. The City of Erie Mayor, Daria Devlin, is set to present the game ball here, or the match ball rather, here tonight as the Boys and Girls Club of Erie in attendance, but the teams walked out by the Girard Soccer Club, joining both teams here tonight as we get set for this one. It's going to be a special presentation here tonight as the Flying Legends of Victory iconic B-17 Flying Fortress Sentimental Journey will fly over at the conclusion of the national anthem. As we get set here for tonight, there you see the mayor of the City of Erie, tonight's proud match sponsor. She will join us at halftime to talk about the America 250 celebration and everything that gets underway. The festivities started yesterday and plenty to go to tonight, including the Lights of Liberty celebration going down on the Bayfront. We'll get into the details of that later on. But again, John Leineck, I'll be joined by Jack Quinn here in just a moment as the Erie Commodores wrap up their regular season and home slate here against the Ambassadors FC Ohio. The Commodores come into this one on the season 4-1-0 at home, outscoring opponents 18-4. They had 3 consecutive home victories before that draw against Flower City. And then last week, come from behind victory against Cleveland SC. If you joined us for the pregame, you saw that dramatic goal by Dylan Sumner and the 4-3 victory as the Commodores have yet to lose here at home. And again, this game inconsequential. This will be the number 1 seed. The Erie Commodores will be the number 1 seed facing Flower City, while the Ambassadors FC Ohio will face Cleveland SC as the number 2 seed, and they'll host. But again, should they win on Wednesday, the road to the Great Lakes Championship will run through Saxon Stadium here as the Commodores have clinched home field advantage. And the lineups being introduced here. And we will toss to the anthem in just a moment. A gorgeous night here at Mercyhurst University, 90 degrees plus as we get this one underway, and a great weekend planned throughout the city and Erie region coming up here in just a little bit. So it should be a good matchup. Again, the playoffs open on Wednesday here at Saxon Stadium. That'll be a 7 p.m. start to the match against Flower City, the third meeting between the two. In the first meeting, it was the Erie Commodores coming away with a 2-0 victory before that 1-1 draw here at Saxon Stadium just a couple of weeks ago. Again, the Erie Commodores, #1 team in the NPSL, as they get set for this matchup here tonight. Still plenty to go here in this pregame festivities. As we get set here tonight, a big night of action between the Erie Commodores and the Ambassadors FC. Now, a big key for the Commodores, it'll be interesting to see just how much these two teams play. Their starters, a number of starters are sitting, but you take a look at these two teams. Some starters will not go tonight, some others will. For the Erie Commodores, they get set to send out the starters of Alex Sanchez and a couple of other key players here tonight. However, again, you don't want to lose anybody before the postseason. So I'm sure Coach Catanastuda will rotate through, especially with this heat. They want to make sure that they don't lose anybody. Some great merchandise on hand if you're headed out here to the game as tonight. As we get set here for tonight, some great merchandise. You'll have the likes of the Maritime jerseys, also the Heritage Collection through Erie Apparel.
They will host Flower City in the first round of the postseason. Don't forget to be here. Match time begins
as we get set for the national anthem. We will be taking that here in just about a minute.
America 250 and the city of Erie as we proudly present this celebration. We thank Mayor Devlin for coming and joining us tonight here at Saxon Stadium.
So, again, the Commodores coming to this one at 10-1-0 on the year. 8-0-3 are the Ambassadors FC Ohio. The Erie Commodores on the season, they have the second best goal differential at +30. They've scored 35 goals and allowed just 5 on the year. That's second in the NPSL, just behind El Farolito at +44. They've allowed the fewest goals in the NPSL, along with Bristol Rhythm AFC on those 5 goals. The Ambassadors come in again off that 11-1 victory against Buffalo on Tuesday. All right, we're going to take the national anthem. We'll join you right back here. This is Erie Commodores Soccer, all presented by LECOM.
As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we welcome you back. It's the national anthem, but we do expect in just a couple of moments the B-17 Flying Fortress Sentimental will make its way through over Saxon Stadium as part of the many great festivities here tonight as part of the America 250 weekend that begins in celebration of America's 250th birthday throughout the weekend. Again, don't go anywhere at halftime. The mayor of the city of Erie, Daria Devlin, will join me to talk about some of the different festivities that are going on for the city and the surrounding regions as they have lined up quite a lineup here. And, of course, wherever you're watching, the celebrations will be ongoing as here it comes through. We'll show you there, and I'll just let the audio take it. That was the B-17 Flying Fortress Sentimental journey as they got things underway here, and now it'll be time for the teams to take to the field, and we will get this one underway. The regular season finale. The regular season began here at Saxon Stadium, and it ends here tonight against the Ambassadors FC Ohio. These two teams meet for the second time this year. Again, it was a 1-0 victory last time these two clubs met, just a week ago, I believe it was. It was a 1-0 victory last Wednesday when these two clubs met, and that was because of a penalty in the box that allowed Alex Sanchez to line up for the penalty kick. That was the lone goal in that one as the Commodores came away with a victory. Aymar Aramendia had the shutout on that one. He, too, gets the start once again here tonight. So he will get the start. As we take a look, some of the other starters here tonight on the defense, it'll be Jack Emanuel, Kaj Schroeder among the starters on defense, and then some of the big names up front that we've seen all season long. That is Riquito Takuchi, Alex Sanchez, David Citron gets started tonight, Santiago Ustamonte, Santiago Geraldo, Cyrus Connolly, and Ryosuke Mayada as well. So, Jack, what a presentation that was. You don't get that very often. A flyover like that, but awesome to see as we get continue along in these America 250 celebrations.
John, I've probably been to thousands of Erie sporting events. I don't ever recall a flyover for anything that I can think of. Absolutely extraordinary.
Do want to recognize this too, the Erie City of Erie Boys and Girls Club in attendance here tonight, as well as the Girard Soccer Club that you saw walk out there with the Erie Commodores. So a big congratulations to them for joining us here tonight. And we are underway as the opening kick goes out of bounds. That sets up a throw in, and here we go, Jack, the top two teams in the Great Lakes Conference.
And the Commodores, once again, in their special America 250 jerseys. They are absolutely brilliant. And you can purchase those, erieapparel.com. Stop by Erie Apparel. And they are limited time only. Actually, stop by the stadium and get one. You can wear it over this wonderful holiday weekend.
Listen, you know, we know everybody's going to have celebrations. If you're headed down for the Lights of Liberty over Presque Isle Bay, stop by here. Get your night started here, catch a little bit of soccer between the two best teams in the Great Lakes Conference this season, and then you can head on down, grab a jersey, and enjoy the rest of your evening's festivities. Again, John Leineck alongside Jack Quinn. Pleasure to be alongside with you on this America 250 weekend. Should be a great celebration across our region and country in celebration of America's 250th birthday. So we'll see, Jack. The last couple of games for the Commodores here at home, it seems as if they've gotten off a little disorganized. To start, we'll see if they can get out to a quick start here this evening.
Yeah, and with some new faces in the lineup, that won't be easy as we just had an early handball. No harm, no foul there. But again, the biggest key is hydration. That doesn't start tonight. That started earlier in the week. You get as many fluids, you eat a lot of bananas, you drink Gatorade, Pedialyte, what have you, so that you can have the stamina and, so no injuries, nothing, no extracurricular activity, which, again, this team, they have not been chippy at all this season. I think Flower City kind of goaded them into it a little bit, but this has been a well-disciplined ball club throughout the season. I think that's a big part of the reason why they finished with the Great Lakes Division regular season best record.
As they move it up here, as that would be passed along to Mayada. Sent into the box there, and right near there was Santiago Geraldo trying to get a header on it, just directed it the wrong way. The only, speaking of, red card was Geraldo, I believe, in that Cleveland SC game.
At the end, when it was,
minute.
And he had to sit out as, of course, if you watch the United States with a very questionable red card the other night, you're out the following match. So, but everyone should be full go, and again, pace yourself. Cramping will no doubt be an issue here. But once again, I say this every time, we've been blessed with incredible weather for an Erie Commodores home match.
And for the sun, there's still a decent breeze moving across Mercyhurst campus and this beautiful Saxon Stadium. It's a great day for soccer. The final round of 32 games, 3 matches on the docket today at the World Cup. And, of course, here locally, the Erie Commodores, as Schroeder moves it ahead. That is Geraldo with it now. He'll try to send it to the box. Cyrus Connolly there. He's going to try and corral it, but that one quickly booted away. See if Jack Emanuel can come up. Jack, you mentioned it, might be the goal, the best goal you've ever seen in person. And we said it was Julio Tovar, but it was the timing between he and Jack Emanuel on that bicycle kick. The players afterwards said Jack Emanuel had the goal, but nonetheless, one of the most impressive goals.
Yeah, it was. I didn't realize that. I went back and watched it because I wanted to send it to some friends. I nominated it for a Sports Emmy, by the way, so we'll see if we have to go to New York. Maybe we'll win one before Dan Patrick.
I think your doctor probably might have us high in the rankings.
Yeah, there you go. But, man, it was extraordinary. And, again, that's one of those ones that you dream of as a little kid playing soccer. You don't think you're ever going to get. I love the aggression here early on from Erie. And we're going to get an early yellow on Ambassadors. And as soon as that gentleman turns around, we can tell
that was Matthew Smith's Scaldani.
Okay, there you go.
I believe.
I thought it was Kersey 29. Okay, well, we'll get it straightened out.
We'll hash that out nonetheless. But it's
and now, how quickly will they get him out, I wonder? Because, again, a second yellow means a red, means you're out for the next match. So if anyone from Erie, I suspect, gets a yellow early, you could see a quick hook, as they say in baseball.
Yes, we'll see how all this plays out. But you certainly don't want to lose anybody of circumstance heading into the postseason coming up on Wednesday. As Alex Sanchez will get set, lined up here with David Citron too. We'll see who boots it. It'll be Sanchez sending it in. Connolly trying to get position. He boots that one into the box, but that's going to be taken that time by the keeper, and that is Nick Bertolini. And no great chance there for the Commodores.
Yeah, and Sanchez, a little double clutch. I think there might have been a slight miscommunication. I mean, that's how we saw the United States score that second goal off a free kick like that, bended it into the back left corner of the net. But a little bit of a miscommunication, but I still like the early aggression from Erie. And we should point out, and we alluded to this in the intro, that Ambassadors are in the same situation that Erie is. They cannot do any better than they are. They've secured the number 2 seed. They will host Cleveland from just up the road there, down in Canton for that home game. So both of these teams, again, obviously they want to win because these teams are going to meet each other potentially in the Great Lakes Championship game. But both of these teams have secured their playoff spots, which is your reward for playing so well throughout a long year.
Maybe the winner of that match can take over the old Brown Stadium when they move to the new one.
Yeah. If they can get there on foot, it takes an hour to walk there from downtown.
All right, so we're about in here in the 6th minute. And we get set for the throw in there for Ambassadors. Good clog here in the midfield by the Commodores. And again, a couple of new faces that have checked into this lineup. Iriku Temetayo from Nigeria. We also have, we saw last game, Ryosuke Mayana join the club. And we'll see a couple of other ones as they brought guys up for some that aren't active.
Yeah, Martin Hiroto, we'll see if we see him out of Argentina. He's been added to this roster. And
Nick Cutlip joined the group in the last home game last Saturday.
And Daiichi Sato out of Japan. So, yeah, a couple of new faces here. And we're going to get a throw down there. And a welcome breeze into this press box. Huge crowd. I think this is the best crowd of the season. We've had great crowds throughout, but these seats below us are almost completely full. And what a better way than this to start off your holiday weekend.
Like I said, 5 o'clock start, beautiful. Most people off work today, not us. We're here to bring you the action.
Well, I am when this game's over.
Yeah. But no, a great day to be a part of Commodore soccer all season long as they move this one in with a chance here. A couple of swift moves there.
Jaw.
That one booted As that time, that was Sahid Jah, who comes into this one with 6 goals on the season, and he had plenty of moves to get an opportunity there for Ambassadors.
Yeah, you saw there, it looked like Ja was going in slow motion, but went right around the defender. And the keeper, Armandillo, was actually out, but it was well done to head it away, so there was no sign of danger.
Jack, this is a team, as you mentioned in the pregame show, coming in 23-1. They're outscoring opponents, including an 11-1 victory in their most recent game. That included Diego Pinto with 4 goals, so he's certainly a guy to keep an eye on here coming into tonight's match.
Well, if 4 strikeouts is a golden sombrero, what's a good version of that? I don't even know. A hat trick is 3. We know a true, what is it, a true hat trick is 3 in a row?
Natural
hat trick. I knew that, like a natural spring. But Pinto, more pertinent for this game, is only 1 goal shy as he comes in with 13 of the lead for the Golden Boot. The other teams are all done. So Pinto, if he had a big night, could potentially take home the Golden Boot, which goes to the leading scorer in the entire NPSL.
Ryosaki Mayata trying to get that one through the box, but booted away. Yeah, he has 13 goals on the year, and he had 4 in that match against Buffalo. Buffalo and Niagara, 2 teams that have certainly struggled, but they spread the scoring out. 6 others had goals beyond Pinto in that one, so they are a dangerous lineup with a number of guys that can put the ball in the back of the net.
Spratt, Ja, Harash, Worthmuller, Kersey, McCauley all found the back of the net. Nice cross, nobody home though.
Yeah, Geraldo with a crosser. Mayata had kind of drifted towards the midsection right in front of the box there.
And that wind in the Commodores' face, we're used to it dying down around halftime, but with the earlier start, could be a factor. It's not strong, just strong enough to sort of cool everybody off, but I don't think strong enough to play much of a factor in the match. We'll see.
No, it was a much stronger breeze we saw just this past Saturday in that game against Cleveland, of which the Commodores were against in the second half. So they were fighting it, but did a good job there to come from behind.
And I agree with Coach Nastuda, by the way. I think it was, even though there was nothing really on the line from a standing standpoint, again, the character they showed in a game that they knew they didn't have to win, to come from behind like that really is one of those ones that if they make a deep postseason run, I think you look back on. I also think the physicality of that Flower City match will bode well for them in the rematch with Flower City.
Well, just to see how that group played defensively. Again, they're not an offensively dangerous team like this Ambassadors team, but Flower City, the way they pack in defensively is what gave the Commodores fit. But yeah, I mean, you could tell from the moment that Sumner, Cyrus Connolly, and Alvar Silva checked into the game right around the 62nd minute after that 3-goal spurt from Abdou Faye for the for Cleveland in that one. That's really when the tide started to turn. As Geraldo with it now tries to make a move
nicely
inside.
Done defensively.
But a great job defensively for that.
But how about the stick-to-itiveness by Geraldo, 1-on-2 after he was stonewalled, able to get it back, and he's able to get a corner out of it. That's extremely well done by Santiago Geraldo.
I do want to say that was Zach Kersey. You were correct on that yellow card, so I do want to correct myself.
Yeah, I'm surprised they left him in.
Yeah, well, maybe with just how early it was in the match, they wanted to make sure that he gets some playing time here. We'll see. But
I believe that's Sanchez going down to take the corner.
Yeah, we'll see how they line up. A little pushing and shoving already. Yeah, a little back and forth there. That's one of the new members of the Commodores that time. I believe it was Tematayo.
And the heat can always lead to a little bit of angst. Everyone in this stadium or watching in the northeastern United States knows that. You always a little bit quicker temper when it's 90 degrees and humid.
I would imagine we'd have some type of water break in this one at some point, or maybe a couple, as we get set here. This one going to be sent on by Sanchez. He tries to go for the long ball, but nobody on the backside there.
Yeah, had that wind almost directly at his back, and he did a good job. Tried to get it up in the air, but I think he even misjudged how strong that gust of wind would be, and it goes out for a goal kick.
So approaching the 12th minute of the match here. Jack, while we have a moment, it has been an exciting round of 32 in soccer for the most part, down to the wire. Plenty of matches going to PKs. And then last night, an epic one between Portugal and Croatia. Croatia thought they had the tying goal in the 102nd minute, but to no avail.
And we saw earlier in the round one of the great comebacks in World Cup history, and of course the United States unjustly having to play down a man with that 1-goal lead, able to come away with a 2-0 victory over Bosnia-Herzegovina in front of a raucous crowd in Seattle. 12th man, that was the 13th, 14th, 15th men and women at that match. I was a little jealous that they've put essentially all the United States matches on the West Coast. Hopefully that'll change with the championship game being in New Jersey.
Yes, we'll see how it all plays out as Citron with it now gets it to Ustamonte.
Nice
He's going to
ball.
go with a great feed there as he gets to Takuchi. We'll see what he does with it now. Cuts back inside, then feeds it. This one with it now to Citron. Tries to go for the header, and Geraldo was there, just couldn't get enough of it. Might have hit the defender as well and goes wide. That will set up a goal kick.
That was a sensational ball across the wind, all the way across the field, and Geraldo was right there, just couldn't quite get enough on it with the header.
And a great job turnover. Sanchez comes right up, the captain here tonight.
Yeah, Sanchez has been all over the place here in the early going here, 13th minute already. But again, I love the aggression from Erie. They have come out hot, they've come out strong, and they've come out controlling field position.
Takuchi with it now. Quick feeds here. Citron, touchback. Sanchez will play it over to Schroeder. Schroeder is checked in on this defensive core, and a great feed there. Citron, the Frenchman, sure he was quite thrilled as he throws that one just a bit over the back bar to see what France did in the round of 32.
Really nice ball by Schroeder, no doubt saddened by the Netherlands exit in somewhat heartbreaking fashion.
Yes.
I know that was one of the teams we were keeping an eye on for a long run. It's kind of unfortunate they didn't time it so the United States is not really playing over this 4th of July weekend. When they hosted in '94, the U.S. played at the Rose Bowl on the 4th of July. They play Monday night.
It's even more disappointing that the bracket didn't match up, that you had the United States and England in the round of 16.
Wouldn't that have been something? They would have had to have played that in Boston. I mean, there's no other place. They would have had to have played that in Foxborough.
Yes. Foxborough is where epic performances are had.
Yeah.
So we'll get the throw in here coming from the Ambassadors.
The ghost of Drew Bledsoe.
As Jordan Aiken set to throw it in. You know, he owns quite a well-run wine business out on the West Coast, speaking of which. Took his talents out of Foxborough after his Patriot days and made his way out.
That makes sense. He's out of Washington State. I don't know if he's from up there, but I know he played on the Palouse. Did have a much better career than his successor, Ryan Leaf.
That he did. That he did.
And again, all year long, both teams with legible uniforms. We appreciate that.
You got the starting lineups.
Very quickly, we want to thank everyone.
As with it now,
nice ball.
Sahid
Oh,
Jah.
my.
And just missing there that time as Pinto was coming in looking for his 14th of the year.
Yeah, Pinto does not miss those. I mean, you talk about a bullet dodged. That's a submarine dodged there, a nuclear submarine. I mean, that was a beautiful feed. Keeper was out. That almost certainly would have been a goal that would have tied Pinto for the overall lead in the NPSL.
Got to hand it to Sahid Jah so far forward, as he has made quite the move so far to get around the Commodores' defense. Something to keep an eye on as this one progresses.
Yeah, incredible foot speed. And we'll get a throw. I think you're right. I would have to think, with all the pregame festivities, I didn't get a chance to speak with the referees I normally do. I would be stunned if there isn't a hydration break. And that'll be a free kick and a card, perhaps. Nope.
Yep, there it is. They pulled the yellow.
Yes, we did. Okay, second yellow on Ambassadors.
It's one of the defenders. I believe it might have been Maxwell Brown there. Yep.
So free kick, good chance here for Erie on the far side. They had one on the near side, almost from the same distance, just over on the other side of the field.
Right now, nobody appears warming up for Ambassadors. So for now, the two with yellows will stay in the match. But again,
well, anyone watching, if they've watched all year, knows that I have no idea what I'm talking about most of the time. So my thinking that you'd get someone out with a yellow, obviously misguided. They know a heck of a lot more than I do.
We do want to thank our title sponsor, LeCom, for everything they've allowed us to provide in terms of coverage. Is that one.
Goal kick. Yeah, it was a nice play. Got it to Ricochet.
Also want to thank other major sponsors, Erie Insurance, Smith's Provisions, Curtsy, Visit Erie, Michelob Ultra, Mercyhurst University, Marquette Savings Bank as well. And, of course, our Frank Media that makes these productions possible with all his great bells and whistles and his great staff that makes this production look top-notch. So big thanks to all of them for being a part of the broadcast and for some working our cameras, dealing with the severe heat out there today, as reaching into the low to upper 90s here in the Erie region. But again, you get down on the turf, the field-like temperature is much into the 100s. So it is a hot one here today, but a set up for a gorgeous weekend. It looks like forecasted potential showers this evening, looking less likely to have moved out, so setting up for a beautiful weekend around Erie. As this one up to Santiago Geraldo. As he gets it to Cyrus Connolly, and just a bit too much behind that. Needed just the flip. Connolly was trying to catch up to that, but that'll be taken there by Bertolini, the keeper for Ambassadors.
You try to get these sponsorship reads in because it looks like nothing's going to happen, and then invariably something does, like
and
right
here's
here.
Pinto with it now, and he just catches the inside of his foot on that one. He had a clear look, and Armandia talking to a couple of his defenders as Pinto had a step on Jack Emanuel, the local product out of McDowell. But he just caught the inside of his foot on that one.
Well, and you can see why he is one of the best goal scorers, and potentially after the night is through, the best goal scorer in the NPSL. Just incredible quickness.
So set this one up here. Kaz Schroeder gets it quickly to Citron, who over to Geraldo, who will just chip it ahead to Citron, but he's edged out there that time by the defender. He's coming up to make the play that time.
Skaldani with great speed, and they play on here. Commodores wanted a foul. No such call, and a chance the other side.
Jaw comes out, but it's going to be a little too far for him. It'll go through the back line and set up a goal kick.
I'm going to go back to Skaldani 8. That was a phenomenal play to take it away here, just sort of in front of us off to our left. That was really well done. Both these teams, great hustle, and it's interesting you've got his numerical counterpart working on Sanchez. Both have played well so far.
Yeah, he did a nice job there. That quick little burst to just kind of find the edge there and angle off the Commodores that time to thwart a potential run. Ryosuke Mayada with it now. Just joined the Commodores for the last game, so he's playing in his second game for John Melody's club.
And again, that playoff game Wednesday, the 8th, so we hope to see everyone here. We'll, of course, have the stream if you can't make it to Saxon Stadium, 7 o'clock start. And very exciting to have a home playoff game back here in Erie. And
yes.
That's got to be a foul.
And let's see.
Now, the U.S. did not get called when that went against them the other night.
Referee coming over, still nothing. So.
Hope he's all right. He got leveled there, man. I don't blame him for taking a little bit of time.
No card on that one. So we will play on here.
Well, and in fairness, that was incidental contact. He's not trying to run him over, obviously. I keep going back to that red card against the U.S. I'm just so glad it did not come back to haunt them in the end.
Yeah, at least in that match. Sanchez.
Ja is still pleading. I guess he wanted a card called. No card, but he will get the foul on a free kick. I like these Ambassadors uniform, too. I like the different shades of blue.
Yes, blue is a nice color that can turn. But, yeah, didn't affect the U.S. in that one. But, boy, their leading goal scorer, Florian Belagon, will miss the next match, of course, against Belgium. That's an 8 o'clock start on Monday.
Yeah, and you hope that they can pick up the pieces. Although the good news is you wonder if Pulisic had been around earlier, might he be their leading goal scorer. So It's going to hurt, no doubt.
As this one sent ahead, Aymar Armandia comes out to challenge to make sure no chaos in front of the net. Yeah, we'll see what the U.S. can muster here. It'll be an interesting one as the round of 16 gets underway tomorrow.
Armandia with long sleeves. Kenny Lofton used to do that. Always wore long sleeves no matter how hot. You and I are the only two people wearing long pants in this entire facility. I don't know how he's doing that.
Well, you think that's bad. Mike Tomlin, formerly the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, would show up in sweatsuits for training camp that is in late July.
And it gets warm in Latrobe in late July.
Yes, it does. Down on those fields, kind of in a little bit of a valley if you've ever been down there as a Steelers fan. Pinto
nice
right
ball.
In front. Can he catch up to it? Mendia comes out to challenge.
Keeper
He's
down.
hurt.
Yeah.
Did he get cleated?
I'm not sure.
Grabbing at his ankle and his calf.
They blew the whistle right away, so credit. The ref saw it immediately, and when he went down, if they don't blow the whistle, that's a goal for Ambassadors. But I did not see it clean. I hope it was not
looks
a pulled.
Like just a cramp.
Yeah, hopefully that's it, and not a pulled muscle of any kind. But he looks to be in one piece. Although if it was it must have been a foul. I don't think he would have stopped it. And he wouldn't have stopped it and given them a goal kick because the Ambassadors had possession. And I didn't see any argument from that. So unless he's going to give it back, he's going to kick it back to Ambassadors. No, That must have been a foul, I would have to think.
Yeah, as Pinto was coming by, and they both went for the ball, he caught a piece of him, it looks like. But
that's the third time now Pinto, has gotten behind that back line for the Commodores. And there you see him making another run, just sort of lurking in the turf.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. Again, 13 goals on the season. Most of those don't usually happen by accident. Got to make your scoring chances in this game.
No, and how many times in a high-level soccer match do you see somebody score 4 times? I mean, that's just unbelievable. I mean, this is not, 6th grade soccer we're talking about here. I mean, this is high level. To score 4 goals in any game is absolutely remarkable. I mean, we saw, it was Citron, right, scored a hat trick in one game, and interestingly, those are all 3 of his goals on the year, but to score 4 in one match.
That was against Buffalo on the road.
Yeah.
I heard you dominated 6th grade soccer. That's per report.
Well, I was a defender.
Well,
so.
That doesn't mean you couldn't dominate.
Yeah.
Just doesn't mean you could score.
Actually, I was a keeper, and we had the greatest sweeper I've ever seen. He could kick the ball a mile, so we were very good, but in no way because of my goalkeeping efforts. I barely touched the ball ever.
So you're pretty much like the Commodores keepers through the first half of the season.
Yeah. He could have set up with a lawn chair back there, but been challenged more here, and that's probably a good thing down the stretch.
Yeah, you want to ramp up, get the momentum as you head to the playoffs here. We're in the 24th minute. Do want to remind everybody, don't go anywhere if you're watching at home. Great halftime as this one booted ahead. Citron just a bit too much mustard behind that one.
And I don't think he realized that he had 2 of his teammates on the near side.
Cyrus Connolly, and I think it was Ryosaki Mayata.
Yeah, and I think I don't think he saw them out of the left side of his line of sight there. But, I mean, Conley's so fast, a lot of those he can catch up to underneath.
Connolly, the member of the Cayman Islands national team. It's usually cue for you to mention something about your banking.
Yeah, no, I've
used that one up for the regular season. We'll see.
I credit Ambassadors here. After Erie really controlled the first 10, 12 minutes in terms of field position, they have flipped things around here to an extent. Looks like we may have another cramp. I wonder if this will be the cue for the hydration break, and they're going to get the trainer out.
That is Citron, who's holding his arm. Looks like his right arm. So I don't know if there was contact there or what the issue was. Has his wrist he's holding right now. So they'll check that out. Do want to remind you, though, at halftime, the City of Erie Mayor, Daria Devlin, will join us to talk about all the great festivities going on this evening and throughout the weekend down throughout the City of Erie. The 49th Mayor of the City of Erie. She'll talk about the lights and the Liberty on the Lake and plenty much more, approaching her 6-month anniversary since being sworn in as the 49th Mayor. We'll talk to her about all the festivities going on this weekend, so don't miss that. At halftime, we'll also talk to Coach Nastuda about his first half observations. Again, a lot going on this weekend around the region. Discuss a little bit of the history as such as Citron makes his way over. Seems to be no worse for the wear. We'll see if they check him out here just to make sure. He gave a thumbs up there as if to indicate he's okay, but we'll see if they check him out of this one. Do get a water break now as we reach the halfway point here of the opening half. Again, don't forget Erie Apparel, the place to get your Erie Commodores soccer apparel, the Heritage Collection with many of the naval and historic themes that you'll probably see displayed and talked about throughout this American 250 weekend with this region. And then, of course, the beautiful jerseys that they have on tonight as the Maritime Collection. They have these in blue as they wear tonight, and also some red ones, Jack, that I know was pretty fancy down there too.
Yeah, and the Niagara back in Erie came back, was it yesterday morning? Were you down there broadcasting live its return as it sailed through the channel?
No, that would have been our Elspeth Meisner at Erie News Now, and I think Jameson Hicksonbaugh. I was.
Were any of them on the
yes,
vessel?
Elspeth Meisner.
Oh, nice, very cool.
Yes, so I was privileged to be a part of Tall Ships last year with Lisa Adams.
Can you imagine if you're on the crew with how hot it is coming down, having to sleep underneath down there.
Not the ideal week.
I mean, you sign up for that when your crew on a ship like that, but ooh, that'd be rough.
Pack the extra deodorant.
Yes.
As we'll restart things here in the 27th.
I mean, you could always just jump in for bring some shampoo, but yeah, that would that'd be rough. Looks like good news for the Commodores. Looks like Citron is okay.
Yeah, he got checked out by the team doctor and training staff, and looks set to re-enter in this one.
I mean, he just gave a thumbs up, so that's usually a positive sign.
This one's sent ahead here. Geraldo's speed is...
It's extraordinary, and unfortunately, Denver saw him, and Geraldo was able to take it away.
Still has it now, recovers, tries to find an open space, but nobody there for the Commodores. That'll...
Miscommunication. They're not getting those runs, though, down the sideline that we're used to seeing, and then those crosses, which is where so much of their handiwork has come this season.
Yeah, we'll see how... Again, part of that can be due in part to a couple of starters not playing tonight. Julian Tovar not playing. He, of course, has been the leading goal scorer for this team. Checked out with a injury, nothing that we heard of too serious. And then Alvar Silva, who's been one of the premier players for this team. The other interesting note to keep in mind, too, Martin Baudelaire headed back to Duke, from what we understand. And then Mathieu Bevon has not playing here the last two games, so we'll see how those two line up, as those were two key defenders for a better part of the season here. Cash Schroeder stepped in and been fantastic as well.
Well, and they've had 14 different players score at least one goal this season, which speaks to their depth, how well constructed this roster is, and that you think they can withstand a loss of a player or two. But every team is facing issues like that as this season goes on. Nice ball.
Aymar Aramendia, that was right there at the corner, so wanted to make sure he was safe there. Goes up and grabs that one to bring it down. So on the back end there tonight is Riku Tamatayo.
Oh, nearly disaster there.
Yep. And Jack Emanuel calmly, like the veteran he is, corrals the ball and gets it out of harm's way.
He might have a chance at some numbers here if they can get going, but that was well done by the midfielders of Ambassadors to get back quickly. You see how fast this team is, not just up front.
Ryosaki Mayata trying to catch up to that one from Geraldo, just couldn't poke it forward to Connolly. That'll lead to a chance coming the other way.
Right idea, just a half step off.
This has been a evenly played match for the better part of this one there, Jack.
Yeah, it really has been. You've seen a couple of chances for Pinto and a couple of chances for the Commodores, although nothing where you thought, wow, they really missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, the only one was that header, probably in the opening couple of minutes. Geraldo was right there and just put it wide to the near side. This one with Akins sends the crosser, but nobody there. Pinto was just about 2 steps too late.
Yeah, but Akins really got free again. That's something they're going to have to adjust to. He had all kinds of room over there.
This will set up a goal kick.
Kiersey over there to take it. I believe this is the first corner for Ambassadors.
Commodores have had a couple so far as we push towards the 32nd minute of the match. Kiersey goes short, and Emmanuel just smartly directs that one out. I'll set up for another throw-in. Gets it over quickly to Brendan French. Throws it on net. Header there, and
beautiful.
That's a goal.
Beautiful. Man.
That is Alex Depperschmidt with the header and the 1-0 lead for Ambassadors.
I mean, that's about as pretty as it gets.
That comes in the 31st minute here. I think we're going to get another hydration break. As, yeah, guys coming over. They want to make sure they stay hydrated. Want to make sure everybody's safe. They've got the Ambassadors has got the cold ice towels coming out of the buckets over there, so trying to keep their guys cool and hydrated is the name of the game at this point.
Tonight's match is proudly presented in partnership with the City of Erie as we celebrate America's 250th anniversary right here at Saxon Stadium.
Erie Commodores have not trailed much at home this season. In fact, that was their first time giving up the opening goal all season long here. So the first time that the Commodores did not open the scoring. They did trail to Cleveland, but they'll have some work to do as we get set for the resumption of play. Do want to thank all our great sponsors again. Our Frank Media bringing you this production, all his great people, and Rob doing great work in the community as well, all his productions. Lecom, our title sponsor all year long, along with Curtsy Foods and many other. Erie Insurance, Michelob Ultra. Visit Erie, Mercyhurst University, Marquette Savings Bank, and Smith's Provisions, all key sponsors of making Commodore soccer possible, and the longest running member of the NPSL organization, and your #1 nationally ranked team here this season, as they held that distinction for the second time this year. They got there just before the Flower City matchup, in which they went to a draw and dropped to #4, but they have worked their way up over the last couple of games with victories to get back to the #1 spot. Again, nothing of meaning and no distinction at this point, but still.
That's what they're going to put on my epitaph. Nothing of meaning and no distinction.
You hold a lot of meaning.
I appreciate that. Sound like my mother.
There's nobody that can find pulls from the great depths during broadcasts like you.
Well, you mentioned it. It really has been a well-played first half. Neither of these teams, I mean, you can see some of their jerseys are just absolutely soaked. We're just standing here in the press box, but well-played first half. And there is great, again, not with the standings, as you mentioned, but you want to have that momentum knowing, especially if you're Erie, that you've beaten this team twice. And obviously, Ambassadors looking to even the mark and give Erie their first loss of the season.
Well, and as I was saying while you're taking care of your great PA duties, this is the first time the Commodores at home have given up the first goal all season long.
Right, yeah.
They did trail in that Cleveland game, but by just 1 goal, so they do know how to come from behind, but we'll see how they play it here. Again, we said all that it was a meaningless game in terms of standings implications, and then they had that spectacular comeback.
Well, yeah, it was without question the most exciting game of the season. And, for Cleveland, too, seeing one of the great goal-scoring performances by a visiting player, absolutely remarkable. And then Erie bouncing back, 89th minute.
The most interesting part of that 8-minute stretch, and as we told you throughout the broadcast, was Faye had the 3 goals in 8 minutes. As Connolly has this one, has a little look, fires it on net, but couldn't quite get enough power behind it. It was Masaba, the other forward, that really set everything up.
He was outstanding, and Faye was outstanding as well. And the funny thing was, it came out of nowhere. I mean, Erie was really in control, and it was just like boom, boom, boom.
Offside called there.
First offside, I believe, of this match.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an 8-minute stretch, 3 goals in the back of the net, and all of a sudden the Commodores found themselves down, but they rallied.
By the way, I'm tired of casual soccer fans complaining, usually on the Twitter, that offsides is so stupid or with a clock. That's the sport. I'm sure there are people that watch football, American football, and think that pass interference is a dumb rule. That's the rule. Nobody's advocating getting rid of it. So, follow the rules.
I'm sure there's many people that aren't.
We got a Commodore player down. This is not good. Yeah,
Ustamante.
Hopefully he's all right, but in some great discomfort at the moment. Although now he is up.
Yeah, it's kind of like icing in hockey. It's different than the more common.
Well, to me, it's not at all dissimilar to offside in hockey. I mean, you got to get back in hockey, so it's a little bit different, but it's really not terribly dissimilar. I mean, there's no line, obviously, you mentioned with icing and whatnot, but
yeah, I mean, I guess the thing in hockey is there's a distinguished line,
right?
Whereas the line moves
with the furthest player,
isn't as discernible as the blue line that I think, if you take a look at a lot of people that kind of cross between hockey and soccer, maybe that is where they have their gripes, I guess you could call it.
I mean, there are a number of rules in football that I think need to be changed in American football.
As is?
Well, I think when there's a let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Nice, boy, that was a beautiful
Pinto.
ball. A little bit of contact.
Schroeder comes in and clears out because Pinto, again, dangerous scorer there. Ryosaki Mayata tries to get out, and that'll be a foul and set up a free kick for the Commodores.
Yeah, disaster averted there because when Pinto is free like that in front, anything can happen. What I hate is when there's the quarterback makes a deep throw down the sideline, underthrows the ball, and then the receiver comes back and initiates contact with the defender because it's a bad throw. Somehow that's defensive pass interference, and I've never understood that. If I was an offensive coordinator, I just have him throw it deep when you have one-on-one, throw it short, and then have the receiver just come back and smash into the defender who's doing nothing other than cover his man. I've always hated that rule.
Well, the one, I guess, and not to get off on a tangent here, the other one, too, that's always intriguing is if you're like 4th and 18 or 3rd and 18, 15-yard penalty at an automatic first down.
Yeah, or a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Automatic first down. Nice move on the far side. I don't like the infield fly rule either. I don't know why you're penalized for a ground ball on the infield with runners on and less than 2 outs, but not for a pop-up on the infield. Either way, you didn't do your job as a hitter. I've never understood that rule.
Our podcast, Things We Would Change in Sports, got debuts on.
We could also create like the 20th podcast that revisits Seinfeld episode by episode if you wanted to do that.
I have never seen a whole bunch of Seinfeld.
Well, then you wouldn't
I know
be very
that might
good
a
on
hot
that
take.
podcast.
Yes, no. I could
Here
maybe
we go, near
produce
side
it.
now.
Citron with an out. Oh, and almost danger
Oh,
there
and a
that
miss hit.
time.
Look out, keeper's out.
Connolly tries to get it to Geraldo, but a good slide there by Akins to just get that one and quell the storm.
That was a phenomenal job by Conley. The English on that ball was there was a lot of English on that ball. I couldn't come up with the right word, but to get it to a teammate, and I thought that was going to be a throw for Erie, so obviously it got deflected down there, but it's a heck of a job by Conley.
Yeah, that time Maxwell Brown unable to stop the run here as Akins back up with it now, and he has some space to move.
Yeah, lots of space here on the
Watch
near
out
side.
for Pinto on the backside. Instead, that time it was French coming in. Everybody was kind of drawn on the other side, just like that goal for the Commodores in the game winner against Cleveland. Everybody paid attention to one, and then you have the late trailer.
I feel like Akins may be a little bit hasty there. He had all kinds of room, but it was a pretty good pass, though. French just didn't hit it solidly.
Approaching the 40th minute, and I imagine given the injuries and a couple of water breaks, I think we'll probably have, what do you think, 6 minutes there, Jack, of extra time?
I'm so bad
approximating.
at guessing. I would even say more than that, perhaps.
6 or 8.
I can't get over it. Just a great crowd on hand here at Mercyhurst. Hope all these folks and then some come on the 8th when the Commodores get their postseason journey underway.
And if you're just joining us, 1-0 lead.
Beautiful ball over to the far side. Does not get any better than that. We'll see if they can take advantage.
Fired on net, but well high. I believe that time that was Takuchi trying to find the back of the net.
Well, clearly the strategy in this match by Coach Nastuda has been to attack them in the middle. That's right. We've seen that a number of times here where Erie has made a concerted effort to get it in the middle of the field, which is kind of inside out to what they've been doing for most of the season. But clearly they've seen, obviously they played this ball club and they've seen something in that first match and then on film that perhaps they're vulnerable in the back middle of their defense.
Yeah, something that maybe either in the keeper or the way they defend. So Geraldo gets that one down before they send it ahead. Good job by Schroeder to kind of play interference there as Emmanuel kicks it up. A little bit of miscommunication between Armandía and Emmanuel on what they wanted to do there. Geraldo with it, Akins pressuring. Schroeder with it now, try to reverse Fields if he can. Feed it through, but good pressure by French before it gets up to Takuchi.
And they've got maybe something going here.
Citron with a little touch pass. Give and go. We'll see.
Offside.
Yep. All right, Jack, I'm going to make my way down onto the steamy turf down there, and I'll be joined by the mayor of the city of Erie, Daria Devlin. I'll turn it over to you, let you know when I'm down there.
Sounds good. So there, the free kick. Boy, does he have a cannon all the way to the other keeper, Bertolini. I want to also give a shout out to Ryan Dean, the coach of the Ambassadors FC Ohio squad, for was very helpful, very early, had the starters and everything ready to go. So greatly appreciate his help in helping us up here in the press box. Commodores came out with an aggressive style of play, but obviously the goal and then the last 10, 12 minutes, the field position for the most part has been controlled by Ambassadors here. In the 53rd minute, Commodores trailing 1-0. See if Commodores can get something going here toward the net. As John mentioned, there will be a goodly amount of extra time here. A little bit of push in the back, no whistle. We're going to get a throw for Erie. It'll be Geraldo. No subs in this first half, and I'm sure both of these squads are looking forward to an air-conditioned locker room at the break. There's a hockey rink next door. I wonder if some of them are just going to go lay flat back on the ice for about 10 minutes. Well, that's a nice ball, but just too far for Depperschmidt. Throw for the Commodores.
Jack, we made our way down here.
And you made it without passing out from heat exhaustion.
Yeah, in the shade, it's not too bad. You get out on the field though, in the midst of the sun. It is steamy.
Well, that's the one nice thing for the fans. If they're in the shade, there is a really nice breeze here this afternoon. And obviously, most of the fans are congregated under the press box, giving them shade. But plenty of others out there braving it in the sun.
Yes, especially you get on these turfs and those pellets, they heat up pretty quickly.
They do. It's not as bad as the old rugs, the old AstroTurf. But you're right. That surface gets very, very hot. I'll try to let you know how much extra time they assign. Joe, we haven't seen that very much. The flipping of the field that has been a staple of the Commodores, going side to side. We just saw it there, so I wonder if that's something they'll try to incorporate in the second half.
Yeah, they've really tried to get these guys going from side to side in this one to maybe catch them and somebody coming and crossing. It's almost like, those two post routes when we're referring to football. You try to catch a defender on that natural pick and see if you can open up a spot in space.
A rare punt. And I mentioned when you were making your way down there, Bertolini has one heck of a leg, either the goal kick or the punt. We do not see punting like that very often.
Yeah, I have to check maybe at halftime to see his background. Almost could be a punter. I hear punters, if you're a pretty good broadcaster, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. No comment. Are you referring to Dave Zastidal?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Special teamers, they do good. Jay Feely at CBS.
Yeah.
You know how to get it done.
Well, and Pat Summerall was a kicker. Come on, the greatest.
Yeah.
Boy, that was well done. That was extremely well done by Depperschmidt, who's been doing it on both sides to head it back to his own keeper there, because if that bounced over, they're going to do 4 minutes extra time.
So we're about a minute into that.
4 minutes extra time, 4 minutes.
So we'll see how things play out here. Again, the lone goal coming from Ambassadors around the 37-minute mark.
But as you said, very evenly played match. Commodores, they've had field position at times, but they really haven't had many scoring opportunities that you'd look back on. Maybe one here.
One thing I've noted is as they're trying to go more east to west, Jack, the passing hasn't been as crisp.
No. The spacing's been there. I've seen no issue with the spacing, but you're right. Maybe just a half step off with the passing.
Time, I think it was Kersey there, got a shoulder on it, very close to a handball.
Yeah.
I will say there's a bit more of a breeze than we can feel up there in the press box, Jack, so that it's maybe keeping these guys somewhat cooler.
Yeah, and obviously they'll get a nice shot in the arm from going to sit in the AC for 10 minutes and get plenty of fluids. But very lucky, knock on wood. We may have seen one cramp, but it was not serious. Again, knock wood. We've been fortunate this season to not have very many or any real serious injuries. I hope I'm not jinxing them, but that's been another bright spot of this Commodores season. I know we saw the one keeper injury, but that was not overly serious, as I recall. Nice ball down to the far side. Let's see if they get across.
Takuchi has it now. Citron was trying to hope that somebody could maybe run through and get a deflection, but a good job that time by Brown and company to just kind of create a wall. No Commodores were able to get through.
Well, and you could see the frustration on Miata's face. I think he was expecting Takuchi to cross it there. Instead went back to Citron. Best opportunity in quite a while there for the Commodores, but you could see the frustration. Nice ball up ahead. Pinto, left there, didn't have anyone left, but he does. What a diving stop. How about Armandia diving to his right, no doubt saving a goal with that one.
And then there was a little contact there on the back end. We'll see if has a card.
Now that looked like they just ran right into each other. I'm surprised that wasn't a play on, to be honest, but I was still looking back and thinking of that brilliant save by Armandia to keep it a one-goal game.
Yeah, nice. He's done a good job. He's got the lateral quickness for sure.
And again, a half step off. You had Giraldo with a chance to get down into the corner for a cross, and Miata just didn't see him. Now he does. We'll see if they can get something going.
Brown, good pressure there. And that time Akins with the back to get it away. Quick throw in here by Miata.
And a bad break for Erie. That could have ricocheted the other way and been a corner. Instead, it was just a throw, and that's going to do it for the first half. An entertaining and well-played first half, despite the heat and humid conditions, John Leidick. I've been very impressed with both these squads.
Yeah, I think both squads will see what Coach Nestuda had to say about that opening half of play. But it was certainly a half that you could tell both teams, as the two top teams in the NPSL, they certainly played to that stretch here in that opening half.
Well, and again, it's not that Erie hasn't been in control. They have controlled things. They just have not been able to really get the ball going toward the net all that much. And again, I'm sure that's something that Coach Nestuda will work on. They have been phenomenal with halftime adjustments this season, and I don't think it's a big adjustment they need to make. It's just finding the extra man.
Yeah, and just the timing of the passes. Again, we talked about it there towards the end of the half. They just have not been in rhythm, and due in part, we've seen some new guys step into the lineup. So, guys that aren't used to maybe starting, they're a tad second off or a tad step off in terms of the passing here. So we'll see if they can kind of clean things up. We've noted it all year long here at home. This group is great with halftime adjustments with what Coach Nestuda and his staff were able to come up with.
Well, and that's a good point. They may be trying some things here with some of these new faces. Their strategy today may be different than it would be in a do-or-die situation. That's a good point. And I think some of that is what we've seen attacking the middle. They know they can attack the sides and the corners and have crosses, but I think that they're maybe onto something there in terms of their insistence on attacking the middle here in the first half.
Well, the other thing, too, to keep an eye on is we'll see kind of, and we'll talk to Coach here in just a second, how much some of these other starters play. Again, there's some reserves. Maybe you get the first 5 or 10 minutes just to get the legs of, the adjustments, and then we see some of these guys start to depart because, again, it's of no consequence if they win, draw, or lose this contest.
And no yellows so far, so nobody, for Erie anyway, a couple called on Ambassador, so Erie does not have to be concerned about a second yellow and a potential red.
Yeah, so that's the good news here. We'll see how Mayor of Erie, Daria Devlin, standing by. We'll have Coach Nestuda for a quick one as he talks things over. the mayor come on out here now, and we'll grab Coach Nestuda in just a minute. Again, the 49th mayor of Erie, Daria Devlin, joining me here. Mayor, thanks so much. I know a busy weekend for you and your administration. Thanks for a couple of moments. What does this weekend mean to you and your administration to celebrate in downtown Erie?
Well, we're thrilled, of course, to celebrate America 250, but any year on the 4th of July to celebrate our city's history, our nation's birthday, and to be here and celebrating with folks, while the World Cup is taken over. Certainly here in the United States, it's great. I'm really thrilled to be here.
I know we talked to Hunter Lytle last week at the game on Saturday. Just talk about how invested this administration was in the preparations to make sure this was a celebration to remember.
Absolutely. So, we are just thrilled, and I'm really grateful to the team at the City of Erie. So from the fireworks tonight, working with Erie Events and Rebich Investments to make sure the concert goes off without a hitch. And then right on the heels of that, we have tomorrow at Bayview Park, a free concert in the park with the Philharmonic. So lots of work from the city, but great partners, Erie Events and the Phil, making this a full weekend for everybody.
I know we saw the brig come in yesterday. How interesting is it for you, someone that obviously loves Erie so much, to just see the impact that Erie has had on 250 years of America?
It's amazing, and the Niagara is so full of history. I was thrilled to be down there yesterday, right as she was coming in, and I really thanked the folks from PHMC, certainly the county executive and the others, our elected officials at the state and federal level who advocated to get it back. It's just like our most iconic piece of history, so it was great that she's back.
I know a lot of great things, as you mentioned. Any reminders for people? Probably leave some extra time, because I know a lot of people are ready to go downtown.
Absolutely. So tonight, the festivities are going to start around 6:30. We are going to be closing East Front Street between Holland and Sass, so if you're going, you got to leave some extra time, but plenty of EMTA shuttles from downtown. Park downtown, take the shuttle down, walk if you'd like. We're going to have officers crossing at Holland and Sass in case people do want to walk, but do leave some time, but also get down there and support those businesses. They are not closed. They are open. They need your business, and we hope people are down there enjoying this beautiful night.
They're a pivotal part of what makes Erie so great, and we do want to say, too, coming up on Sunday, it'll be 6 months since you were sworn into office. What has it meant to serve this city for the last 6 months, and just how fast has it gone?
I am incredibly honored to serve every day, to serve the residents of this city, to serve alongside an incredible team at the City of Erie who work tirelessly, parks and streets and our police and fire. To lead them and to work alongside them is truly the honor of my life.
Awesome. 49th Mayor of the City of Erie, Daria Devlin. She is a busy person today, so we'll make sure we leave her some time to go. Thanks so much for joining us, and best wishes as the celebrations continue here this weekend.
Happy 4th.
Thank you. Happy 4th to you as well, as we're still awaiting Coach Nestuda going over some strategy here. But again, just the lone goal here in this opening half of play, really a pretty even opening half of play between the two sides, as it was just that one goal coming in the 37th minute. As we will wrap things up here from the field, we'll hear from Coach Nestuda coming up later on, but a big thanks to the Mayor of Erie, the City of Erie, Daria Devlin, for joining us here. We'll have much more Commodore soccer coming up. Second half action, that'll be coming your way. Commodore Soccer is presented by Lecom.
At John Russell Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
Visit Erie, Good Life, Great Lake.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
Visit Erie. Good life, great lake.
Like in medicine, great achievements in sports require hard work, long hours, and determination. The outcome in both is worth the effort. LECOM is among the largest and most applied to medical schools, with 4 campuses nationwide, offering student-centered learning and a nearly 100% residency placement. The Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. We make dreams reality. We make doctors.
Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
Visit Erie, Good Life, Great Lake.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
Visit Erie. Good life, great lake.
Like in medicine, great achievements in sports require hard work, long hours, and determination. The outcome in both is worth the effort. LECOM is among the largest and most applied to medical schools, with 4 campuses nationwide offering student-centered learning and a nearly 100% residency placement. The Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. We make dreams reality. We make doctors.
Hospitality, every restaurant tells a story of flavor, community, and unforgettable moments. From handcrafted meals to welcoming spaces, we bring people together around a table. John Russell Hospitality, where great food meets genuine companionship. Make sure to visit one of our 6 locations today.
Visit Erie, Good Life, Great Lake.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For more than 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance.
For Mercyhurst, entering the D1 arena isn't just about athletics. It's striving higher in every aspect, not only on the field, but also in the classroom and in our community. By elevating ourselves into Division I, we are building upon a tradition of academic excellence, surrounding ourselves with like-minded institutions, and shaping our students into thoughtful leaders. Our journey isn't just beginning, it's where we are. Experience the rising tide and join the D1 Lakers.
And we welcome you back to Saxon Stadium on the campus of Mercyhurst University, where the Erie Commodores and the Ambassadors FC Ohio are playing. Currently, Ambassadors leading 1-0 at the half, a 31st minute goal by Depperschmidt. And that's the only goal scoring we've seen in this one, with a couple of great chances for Ambassadors, but Aymar Armandia, especially late in that half, coming up with a big save.
Yeah, Dapperschmidt, his 3rd goal of the season, but you're right. Armandia with a phenomenal diving stop that absolutely saved a goal. Made another dive earlier. But again, it's bizarre because Erie has had possession of the ball for a good amount of this first half, but they just haven't been able to get many good scoring opportunities. And I'll be interested to see what Coach Nestuda, what adjustments they've made in the locker room. It could just be whichever team cools down the quickest in there in the air conditioning, to be honest. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And again, it'll be interesting to see just how many substitutions both sides could make here as we begin the second half, because, again, both are locked in. The number 1 seeded Erie Commodores and the number 2 seed Ambassadors FC Ohio. So we know their matchups. It'll be Erie on Wednesday here at Saxon Stadium against the number 4 seed Flower City Union. 3rd meeting of the season between those two, and then it'll be Ambassadors hosting Cleveland.
And again, that match, the NPSL website has the default of 8. It's a 7 o'clock start, so we hope you can join us either in person, we prefer in person, or certainly on the YouTube page. We'll have it all for you. And the Commodores march to an NPSL Great Lakes Conference champ. By the way, the championship, it's like the old ACC basketball tournament. The championship is awarded to the winner of the postseason, so they have clinched the best record, but the championship award will go to whomever comes out of the 14 playoff.
So it's not like the MAC where, what is it, usually Ohio runs through the basketball tournament and then falters?
Yes, correct. Alma mater of one Craig Smiley.
Yes.
There you go, the Bobcats.
Again, there's the wonderful pools that you add. I'm surprised we haven't had any talk of your sports teams here beyond the Brian Rocchio walk-off I think we had early in the...
That was very unexpected. Cleveland is 10-15 in July. Vogt said after the game, we're playing really, or 10 in June, I should.
Sure,
we're playing really well in July. So, well, yeah, you're 2 and you played 2 games.
Well, they've been one against the Rangers, who, for wild card implications, would mean something, and then the battle. Who would have thought by midsummer here we'd be talking about the Chicago White Sox as a team contending in the AL Central?
And they've hit, I think it was 44 coming into yesterday, more home runs than Cleveland, and yet Cleveland came in just a game behind them.
Well, it doesn't help when Jose Ramirez has been out of the lineup for the last, 2
right,
weeks.
and Enel Martinez, too, who was really their best hitter, their leading home run hitter. And the thing is, he's going to have missed about 5-6 weeks. He will come back and still be their leading home run hitter.
I have liked the call-up of Khalil Watson. He's looked
Yeah,
good.
he's hit the ball really well and certainly done much better than poor Cooper Engel out there in left field.
Boy, left field has not done him any service so far.
Well, he's a catcher.
Yes, no, I know you.
It'd be like sticking you or me out there in a major league outfield.
I played catcher and outfielder, so I think I do okay.
I mean,
we're back to the soccer pitch.
I mean, anyone can forget how many outs there are. But to me, the more alarming thing was just the drop fly ball. That just can't happen.
Santiago Arado with it, but it's quickly taken away by Kersey.
Commodores will have the breeze at their back, but again, except for in a gust situation, really not much of an effect. It is nice and breezy down there, but not windy to the point where it really would affect much play, as they're going to get, I think, a throw.
Yeah, should be a throw here as it was directed out. Kaz Schroeder will get set to throw it in as it went down over that little hill there on the far side, usually the visiting team side for football matches here.
And do want to point out, and we'd like to think that everyone in Erie that's interested in this match is here, but as you've been talking about the round of 32 in the World Cup, there is no better place to watch it than John Russell Brewing Company on Upper Peach, because you get fans of every team there, and of course those teams are dwindling now as this World Cup moves on, but it is the place in Erie to watch any soccer, particularly the World Cup.
Yeah, you'll have 2 matches tomorrow, 2 Sunday, and then 2 big ones, including the United States Monday at 8 o'clock against Belgium. So by Tuesday, by the end of the night Tuesday, we'll be down to the final 8.
I saw somebody tweet out, I'm not eating Belgian waffles until this game. How often does anyone eat? I mean, unless you're like at Perkins, how often does anyone eat Belgian waffles? They're good.
That is by far my favorite breakfast.
Oh, I love them. I'm just saying, I don't even know how to make, like.
Oh, you got to get one of those specialty makers like they have at select hotels.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention any hotels for potential sponsorship.
The batter that's been sitting out for. Oh, nice ball down to the far side. See if they can get something going here with the cross.
Geraldo can't keep it in and might have an offside. Yes, we do.
Well, right idea, though. I don't think he would have kept it in anyway. I think you're right. But see if the Commodores attempt to work the sidelines a little bit more here in the second half.
If you are if you're not at the game but you're making your way down and you see these great uniforms, the Maritime 250 uniforms, they're the blue they're wearing, and then the reds, you can stop by here. They have them on sale at the merchandise tent, along with the Heritage Collection that honors much of the Erie past and the naval past, as this one tries to get up to Mayata, but sent back to the keeper, Bertolini. So those are at the merchandise tent here. Again, you can...
And of import for this weekend, they are very light. So they're good to wear when it's like 90 degrees out. They're very breathable.
Yeah, if you're going boating or out at festivities. That one chipped into the middle, but not really anybody doing anything. Everybody just standing around. So, yeah, good one. You're getting out of the water, pools. You can throw it on. Air rates well. Don't forget, at the end of this one, too, we will have our man of the match and coaches interview in the post-game performance. Again, this one, Jack, perfect timing, too. 5 o'clock, should be done around 7:15. Fans can start making their way down to or over to their other festivities. Fireworks celebrations going on all around the region. Meadville Parade tonight, down at 7 o'clock.
And it's the only holiday where, in addition to saying happy, in this case, 4th of July, you always follow it up with have a safe 4th of July. You never say have a safe Valentine's Day or have a safe Christmas.
You could say have a safe Valentine's Day.
Well, you could for a couple different reasons, but you're right. I mean, it's just, and it's very dry in this part of the country and hot. So I love fireworks. Just be careful.
Yes. Be careful. Read the directions. Know what you're doing. Take precautions and drink a lot of water. Or as Ron Burgundy would say, stay classy.
Yeah, there you go. See, that time, I don't think he ever saw Dapperschmidt, who just came right into the middle and picked it off, and potential chance for Erie thwarted.
Yeah, we'll see. So far, not much to draw from these opening couple of minutes of the second half. Again, we saw plenty of east-west action from the Commodores. Great job. Geraldo has done a great job intercepting some of these outlet passes.
Yeah, he has really been working hard throughout this match. I would probably give him the vote so far as man of the match, but we hope there's a goal scored.
Rikito Takuchi looks for the crosser there, and Geraldo.
One time.
And that's Mayata, but he couldn't get enough mustard behind that one to put it home. But Bertolini comes up and dives to the ground. One thing I do note here, oh no, there he is. Alex Sanchez, I was going to say, was subbed in. But yeah, it looks like everybody that started this match is still in here as we tick towards the 51st minute of action.
And on that one, Mayata, he had to go toward the right side because there was traffic to his left. If people watch, well, why didn't he aim to the left of the net where the keeper was not? Well, it would have gotten deflected in that instance. But as you said, he just couldn't quite get a ton on it. But that might be the best scoring opportunity so far we've seen from the Commodores.
Yep, that one, and then Geraldo had a header
just missed.
Missed on the near post down the opposite end, but that was the closest and the one that was on net so far.
Nice work down there by Emmanuel defensively, but unable to clear.
Yeah, we see. Oh, and they let him play on. It seemed like coincidental contact there.
And we've got a Ambassador player down in his own box.
Looks like French, and then Geraldo has his feet taken out from underneath.
And the Ambassador coaches obviously are wondering why wasn't one called. That one could have been called to the back end either way. I think it was a good play on.
They hit shoulder to shoulder in the Commodores'
I think that's Swan, actually, 12.
Okay, yeah, you're correct.
But free kick here for Erie.
The infraction that time on Omar Nahar, the defender for
Boy, they go quickly here. Maybe catch him sleeping.
Citron with it now. We'll see if he can get it over to Connolly. He shoots, and that one,
that should be a corner.
So we never heard a whistle, and that's what I think many are contending from Ambassadors. There was never the ready for play whistle.
Yeah, I thought that myself at the start, that maybe we just didn't hear it, but I think they may have a case there because it was awfully quick, and clearly Ambassadors Ohio was not prepared for that.
I think the head official over here is saying the same thing.
Swan pleading his case. I think that may go back to the play where he went down back in the box. Thought perhaps a foul should have been called, but it was a play on.
Let's see what the Commodores do. They're not packing right in around the net like they do on a number of occasions, at least to start here. Citron will make his way in front of the keeper.
These corners have been few and far between for both sides.
We'll see what they do here. Sanchez with it now, throws it up, and that one punched away there by Bertolini.
Yeah, Bertolini's had a really nice night. I mean, just with his leg in flipping the field, but that was a really nice corner, but a nice job to punch it out.
This one up to Connolly, tries to head it over. As we'll see how this goes. One of the new members of the Commodores there.
But I like this aggression, much like the start of the match. Erie controlling things, just right there, though, a half step off, but at least they're controlling the field position here in the first 8 minutes of the second half.
Ereku Temetayo is up there amongst the forwards. Is Geraldo with it, trying to get it across and just falling on it. Again, you never know if you can just get a guy in front there. All it takes is a late little run there, try and get a deflection, get a foot on it.
And I think, though, they had to stay back. If you get in front of the defender there, you get the flag. So Just couldn't get enough on that from a distance, but you saw the great speed from Geraldo over there on the far side. That guy has some energy.
He's like the Energizer Bunny, just keeps going.
Yes. And if they want to become a sponsor, more than welcome.
Looks like we'll have our first substitution upcoming as Alvaro Silva getting ready to check into this one. Along with, yes, Julian Tovar. So good sign to see him after he left with an injury the last game. So good to see him getting ready to check into this one.
12 goals. I checked that. 11 goals between them. Tovar easily leading this club with 8. And then Silva tied with Sanchez and Citron for second on the club with 3.
Again, it was the spark in the second half with substitutions last game that was the difference maker, it really seemed. Is Geraldo with it now? See if great job defensively, as I believe that was Aikens once again on the far side. He's had a pretty good game himself.
He has. Even though Geraldo won the throw, you could see the frustration there. He thought he should have been by for a run down the sideline.
Yeah, we haven't had the last couple of games. As you start to get closer to the postseason, and these last 2 games have felt very much like a playoff competition. Haven't had those same long outlet passes that we saw. Cyrus Conley, we'll see if he can catch up to this and drop it back. He gets it to Takuchi. Now to Ustamonte, kind of into no man's land is Mayata there. Try to reverse the field. Sanchez directing traffic here. Tematayo with it now. Now Ustamonte just trying to, again, here's that side-to-side action that we saw in the first half, Jack.
And good patience from the Commodores here. Really, 10 minutes plus. This entire second half so far has been pretty much in this end, but also discipline on the defensive side, and a misstep there. That was unfortunate. As
a good recovery.
Yeah,
Citron feeds it to Geraldo, just fires it over the net.
And you see again Geraldo frustrated. But you're right, that was a good recovery as Conley briefly lost it. But they were able to get it back, but that one was just far too tall.
Let's see. Akito Takuchi will come over, get a quick water break, and it looks like Geraldo will check out for Silva, and we'll see if Connolly will come off. Yes, he's going to come off as well. He's going to walk his way around the far side. So Tovar for Connolly, Silva for Geraldo. Come in on the 56th minute. And it also looks like we're going to have a substitution. It'll be Zach Zamansky. Will come on in just a moment for Ambassadors FC. Gets set. Tematayo puts it ahead, but good job by Brown that time. Get a knee on it, but here comes Mayata. We'll see if he can get a crosser, but a great job that time by Depperschmidt to angle off as the defender and move it away and able to clear the zone.
Can't say enough about the back end of this Ambassadors defense. They have been stout. Again, Erie has had it in that end, but when it gets 20 yards and out, it has been very difficult for the Commodores. Credit Ambassadors defensively.
We'll see what the push is, too. Again.
It's funny. They came in, as we've talked about, having scored 23 goals in their last 2 games, but one thing we were obviously agog at that number, but they've also only allowed 1 in their previous 2. And we're seeing that defense here tonight.
Good recovery there by Depperschmidt, the lone goal scorer that came in the 31st minute. So he tracked that ball through the air, able to clear it out for a throw-in.
You would think, though, that as long as Erie can keep these guys on their heels as they're doing now, something good will happen at some point. Maybe it's now.
Especially Tovar. What a kick there. Remember, Tovar does a good job muscling and getting an edge. Here is Silva with it. See what he does. A little footwork. Throws it on net, and Tovar just about a step and a half late, or he would have gotten a foot on that. We'd be even.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I think that was definitely a pass. I was going to say it first, but I think it was. And, again, just slightly off.
We approach the 58th minute.
Zach Zamansky, 1 goal on the year, getting ready to check in for Ambassadors.
He'll come in now, I believe. Coming out none other than Brendan Swan.
Glad he was able to walk off. He took kind of a nasty hit back there earlier and was pleading his case to no avail.
Tyler Harsh, I believe, also getting set to check in here for Ambassadors. So far with it now, we'll see what he can do.
Oh, nicely done to
Good
play to
job
his feet.
Possess. Takuchi into the middle to Ustamante, over to Silva. Silva, a couple of foot fakes, can't get the crosser off, but gets it off Akins for the corner.
And again, you know, you keep it down here, something good will happen at some point. And we'll see what they can do on this ensuing corner.
Sanchez set up on the far side of the field for the pitch.
He does have the wind in his face. They go short.
Gets to Sanchez there, but not much happening there.
They had a brilliant give and go. I think it was the last game. It was either Cleveland or 2 games ago where they had the give and go off the short corner. Nice ball.
That was the last game.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it didn't result in a goal, but it was a brilliant attempt. It was brilliantly executed.
Then it was 2 games ago. There was right off a throw-in was that one for Will Perry against Flower City.
Boy, they play on there. That one was right in front of us. A little bit surprised there because you saw the arm around in that instance with Zemansky, but they just let him play on.
Harsh checks in. Checking out is Fresh.
These guys are going to sleep well tonight, I assure you.
Yeah, these are one of those games, once you get hydrated, I'd imagine a nice chicken parm or something like that. Load up on the carbs afterwards.
And free kick coming up. Finally, the Ambassadors are able to infiltrate Erie's zone a little bit.
Yeah, that was Temitayo was kind of grabbing his guy and bringing him with him as he decided to boot that one away.
This is one of those days with the heat where you wish that they had IV stations like they have in Vegas, where you just go and pay $50 or whatever and sit there for a half hour and get an IV solution.
A little bit more than 50, especially
you think
in
so?
Vegas.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh yes, you're dropping 3 figures there. So we will see here. Is this one
what a
thrown
ball
on
by
net?
Depperschmidt. Oh, my.
He had a good angle there. He was looking for a second.
Yeah.
Just at maybe a half, 10% off that one, and that probably angles right into the back of the net.
And Ben McCauley, goal and an assist on the year, checking in now. Both these teams getting into their benches.
Brown will check out. Try and have fresh legs for Wednesday. So we'll see how things shake out.
Well, we know we're going to get a physical match with Flower City. That was by far their most physical one of the season, at least at home. Oh, beautiful attempt. That was a heck of a play.
Citron with a great feed there that almost found Mayata there. Yeah, you know it's going to be a low-scoring and physical battle. And that is a tall back line for Flower City upcoming on Wednesday at 7 o'clock here at Saxon Stadium.
That was, I want to go back there. That was McCauley, 14, that made a really nice play to stop that pass that looked brilliant right from the middle of the field. He made a nice play to stop a potential run from Erie. But again, they're in control here. Let's see if they can advance further. Oh, nice give and go. Dapperschmidt saw it on the defensive end and now with a chance.
And a good slide tackle there that time by Temitayo in his first game this season. Good job to make sure he got all ball there and didn't get carded.
That was a brilliant slide tackle, and I'll tell you why, too, because if he doesn't get all ball, that's a PK. So that was brilliantly done to not only avoid the contact, get all ball, and avoid a possible one-on-none scenario with the keeper.
Schroeder with it now. Tries to get it to Silva, and that was almost the same play we saw for the winner as Silva almost just a little bit more behind that. He would have been off to the races. Martin Hiroto getting set to check in for the Commodores.
And again, Wednesday, the 8th, will be that playoff game. We hope to see everyone here against Flower City. 7 o'clock start, and hopefully it'll be a little cooler.
Yes, based off the long-range forecasts, not the 90s at least. As Takuchi tries to catch up to that one, tries to get across her, but Bertolini there, not much power behind that. Should be the 80s, and with a 7 o'clock game, you'll start to get that later night breeze setting in, so I'd imagine maybe not lower 70s by the time we kick this one off.
Mr. Calling, you could have been a meteorologist.
Yes, we had this discussion before. It was a meteorology and astronomy class I took in college. As Citron with some space fires it. Oh, boy, if that ball just bounced away, Silva was crashing in hard.
Just couldn't quite get it. His momentum did not allow him to get everything on it, unfortunately, but another nice job. Got to credit, Bertolini has been very good on the bay. He hasn't been tested a whole lot, but when he has been, and now we get a miss hit, maybe that could benefit the Commodores.
With it now, Bustamante will play it back to Tomateo. Yeah, and then both goaltenders, or goalkeepers rather, I beg your pardon, have been spectacular in this one, despite the one goal given up by Aramendia.
And there really wasn't much he could do.
No, it was just
goal.
right in front of the net. Good give and go there. Mayata with it now from Takuchi.
And I think Coach Nastuda has to be happy with the way that they've played and controlled the field position here so far through the first 20 minutes of the second half.
Bustamante is going to be called for it.
And, of course, as soon as I say that, a foul is committed.
Call for the substitution, and we'll see the debut here of Martin Hiroto.
The Argentinian.
Argentina in action today, matter of fact.
That's got to be a killer if he's missing that one.
I believe they were the second match tonight, so they probably got underway at 6.
Well, and last night they had been going 1-4-8, and last night they went like 3-7. There you go, 3-7 and 11 in terms of the Eastern start times. But we know we have viewers from literally all over the world with how extensive this team is from an international standpoint.
Would you like to guess who has the lone goal as Argentina leads 1-0?
I'll let you take that.
That would be Lionel Messi.
And he's good, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So they tell us. They're playing Cape Verde, who, boy, what a story of a tournament they've been.
Yeah, I mean, seeing them, I was watching that match and seeing them get through a country the size of Baltimore, getting through, and the whole country is just, of course, on pins and needles. It's a remarkable story, and my hope would be that they can even it up and maybe play on. But just to advance to the round of 32 is one of the great stories in recent World Cup history.
Yes, they.
Wasn't it Iceland? Didn't they go on a run 4 years ago? And that
yes.
was
I believe, if I remember correctly, they got to round of 8, the quarterfinals.
Not known for their soccer up in Iceland.
No. They seem like a good rugby area. Just play a little give and go. And again, yeah, the Commodores. Have we seen a shot from Ambassadors? They are well-intentioned to maybe just try and hold this
They had
lead.
one shot on goal earlier in the half on the near side, and now maybe a chance. There's the ricochet, so he's on.
Takuchi.
Open.
Backdoor. Tavar. Silva, rather. And it hit off his chest. Couldn't get his foot on it. Bertolini gets across.
And that's one, it's not a mistake because he's going full speed. It's a tough play, but it's a play we've seen him make where he is usually able to corral that while on a dead sprint and put it in the net. But that time it was just kind of a bad bounce.
Yeah, it kind of had that short hop on it where you really couldn't just go direct with the foot and fire it home.
He's been so good this year, though, you almost expect the extraordinary from him. But just the soccer gods not with him on that one.
That they were not. So we remain just a 1-0 score. Depperschmidt, the lone goal, that came in the 31st minute. Will Perry gets set to check in as well.
Perry's had a great year.
Along with Zach Garcia, who I believe would also be making his
debut, out of London, England. But Perry has really been, it seems like every time he's around the ball and making big-time plays for this team.
Miscommunication there on that pass back to Tamatayo there from, I believe that was, that might have been, I beg your pardon, that was Hiroto. They just didn't get enough behind that, and Tamatayo had to just kind of fire that one out of play.
Perry and Garcia, both Englishmen. Not from the same city, however.
Yeah. England still in the action at the World Cup.
Be interested, I don't know how far apart London is from Crewe. I think it is. You automatically see they're both from England. They must know each other. Obviously, it's a big country. I was once parking for a Browns game, and the attendant saw the Pennsylvania license plate, and he was dead serious. He's like, "Oh, you're from Pennsylvania?" He's like, "Yeah." "Do you know Arnold Palmer?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's my grandpa." Yeah, actually. This was obviously years and years ago.
As if Pennsylvania is the size of, like, Rhode Island.
Right. Yeah, I hang out with him all the time. I actually invented that drink. He stole it from me.
Sanchez will come off. We start to see both teams pour into the bench, and again, fresh legs.
Fresh legs, but guys we will probably see on Wednesday. I mean, certainly when you talk about, we'll see with Garcia because he's new. When you talk about Silva, Tovar, and Perry, I mean, these are guys that will be relied upon throughout what we hope is a very long playoff run.
Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see the back end get. He was down there on the bench, assuming he's all right. Mathieu Bayvon was arguably the best defender this club has had. He has not played in the last 2 games, dealing with an ailment.
And you just hope that that's precautionary, but a chance here, 2-on-2, perhaps 3-on-2. How about the foot speed, the closing speed on the far side?
Pinto with it now. Fires away, and Aramendia kicks out the legs. Ball still loose. Pinto with it back.
That's 2 now, though. With pretty much any other keeper, it's 3-0. That was another sensational save by Armendia. He's starting to maybe get my vote for man of the match if things stay at this score.
Yeah. Again, that'll be part of the post game. We'll hear from Coach Kat Nastuda.
I mean, that's the second best goal scorer in this entire league. I'm sure he has not been rejected like that very often this year.
Can't imagine too frequently he would have
And make no mistake, he wants to at least tie for that golden boot, and 1 goal will accomplish that. I don't know how they divvy up the trophy.
With it now. Pinto with it again.
A little bit concerning, though, for the Commodores, that dominance in terms of the field position not there over the last couple of minutes or so. I'm sure that once some of these subs get set, that will change. It's just communicating, because a lot of these guys that they've subbed in are used to starting coming in off the bench. Not that they haven't done it before, but just a little bit of a different ballgame.
Well, when you're still talking like guys like Garcia, Hiroto, and also Tamatayo.
Yeah, brand new.
Brand new guys making their first
nice
appearance.
Ball up to Perry.
See if Perry, Tovar trying to stay on side now.
Wouldn't it be apropos if a last name Perry scored a goal here as we celebrate Erie's maritime history?
Yeah. Would be fitting nonetheless. Thought you were going to go with a fitting that somebody from England would score on July 4th.
That too, although it is July 3rd. But
well,
yes.
July 4th weekend.
Yes.
Thank you for keeping me up on my...
Well, on these holiday long weekends, it is easy to get your days mixed up. I mean,
Well, I haven't been off too much frequently, so I
short week, long week,
Green jacket, gold jacket. Silva with it now. Just behind again. We have seen that a number of times.
Boy, he had all kinds of room. And again, that's a play you don't normally see from the Commodores, just a little bit of a miscommunication.
So we hit the 73rd minute.
Surprised they haven't given them the hydration break yet.
Yeah, a couple of guys throwing for water here.
This is one of those days where you need that thing that the NASCAR drivers wear, the cool suits, pumps the cold water through.
Or as we talked about, the big fans that you see on NFL sidelines,
right.
They're pumping, they have water buckets they're drawing from and misting.
Shoot out the cold air. And they say think cold, like pretend that you're cold, and that helps for about 30 seconds.
I don't know that I've ever heard that.
They say, yeah, if you imagine yourself in the dead of winter, you'll automatically feel cooler. I don't really buy that.
I don't know that works for me. So we'll get set for a free kick here from Garcia.
Great opportunity here for the Commodores. See, he can bend it around these two guys.
As with it, as we have a whistle. Referee saying they wanted him to wait for the whistle. We did hear one whistle, so I don't know quite exactly what he was referring to.
Yeah, I don't know if there was some jostling going on. I was looking here at the near side. But that was an issue earlier where the Commodores went quickly and they may or may not have gotten the whistle, but they played on, and it was upsetting to Ambassadors.
That there is the whistle that they were looking for. As this one bends in there.
Loose.
Loose. And nobody there. Takes a fortuitous bounce for Ambassadors.
Yeah, you said it. Just a bad break on the ball. Unlucky, as my old coach would say. That one bounces the other way. Maybe a clear shot at the net.
No urgency from Ambassadors to get this ball back into play. And they'll try and waste that clock away. A 1-0 lead. Depperschmidt, the lone goal scorer. If you're just joining us.
Not a terrible drive. They'll sit in the air conditioning on the way back to the Canton area. I was down that way for a concert at Beautiful Blossom last week.
Yeah, you get back in time, depending on how quickly you get out of the locker room, maybe in time to celebrate the nightcap.
Or have a nightcap.
Yeah, I don't know that you're celebrating a nightcap.
No.
It's this one headed to a bar.
Oh, just outstanding and
offside.
Yeah, I think that flag was up. It was on the near side. It's like with the offside. It's when they switch the chains in the NFL. You've been to a million NFL games covering them, and you look up and it's been there for the first half, and you look up and then they're on the near side. You can't. It's very disconcerting.
And how we have to just kind of lean out and see here at the press box. Beautiful Saxon Stadium. Again, if you're just joining us, do want to thank our great sponsors that make Erie Commodores soccer such a great part of this community.
But look at the leg on. I'm not. That's 70 yards. He kicks those goal kicks into the wind, no less. We haven't seen.
That's like Jamie Gillen.
Yeah, we haven't. The Scottish Hammer. Was that the Scottish Hammer?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't seen. Now, the Commodores have not had all that many goal kick opportunities this year because they've been so stout. But I don't know that we've seen a leg like that on a keeper. He punted one a similar distance earlier, and a chance perhaps.
Silva with it now. They have it, but again, offside. As some displeasure from the Commodores.
Boy, and I'll tell you, these refs are not putting up with any jawing. I mentioned everyone's a little bit more on edge when it's this hot, and these refs are, and I think it's a good thing. They're making sure there's no jawing whatsoever, and I think we're going to get a hydration break.
As we have that hydration break, I want to thank all our great sponsors this year that have made Commodore soccer possible. Of course, our title sponsor, Lecom, along with other major sponsors for Erie Commodore soccer, Erie Insurance, Smith's Provisions, Curtsy Foods, Visit Erie, Michelob Ultra, Mercyhurst University, Marquette Savings Bank. A big thank you to them for all their support, along with, most importantly, our Frank Media, Rob Frank and his crew that do a tremendous job getting the cameras set up and the great angles and video work, replays, and all that comes with these games to get you the best looks of the soccer action here in Erie. Big thank you to them all year long. Again, too, if you're here at the game listening along and or going to make your way to the games, the Heritage Collection is up here tonight. And also at Erie Apparel, you can head over to eriecommodores.com or head down to Erie Apparel on West 12th Street to pick up the Heritage Collection honoring the maritime, the great history of the Erie Commodores and Erie, Pennsylvania, and the America 250 maritime jerseys that you see the kits that they're wearing tonight. Those are available in both blue and red here at the stadium until the end of tonight's match. So if you want to stop by on your way down to your festivities, see these and go, hey, those look pretty good. Might be nice to have for the weekend. You could do so here. At the end of this game, we'll hand out our man of the match, along with hearing from Coach Nastuda on his team's performance here tonight. That's coming up after the conclusion of this one. So we'll see how it all plays out here as they get set to return to action.
right here at Saxon Stadium. We hope to see all of you here for this Great Lakes Conference first round match.
As back on the field here now, the Commodores with time dwindling before they can try and find the equalizer in this one. Again, if you want tickets to that playoff matchup, head over to eriecommodores.com to get those. Secure your spot. Don't miss out on what could be a historic run for this team, trying to capture their 7th conference championship.
It's just so exciting to have playoff soccer at home once again. As we said it in that first friendly against Riverhounds, that was their goal, was to get those games at home. They've achieved that goal, but they have several more in mind. So we're in the 79th minute, now into the 80th. Commodores have had a couple of chances, but not very many. Trailing still 1-0 on Dapperschmidt's first half goal. But the Commodores, I would say, have played much better here in the second half. They've certainly controlled field position more consistently here, just has not resulted in the ball finding the back of the net.
That it has not, and they've had a couple of runs, but again, the touches today or the passing just a half step off. Is Perry with it now. Bustamante, try to reverse field. Schroeder go to the far side to Emmanuel.
But, you know, credit, again, this is a very quick team. There's a reason why Ambassadors have the second best record in the Great Lakes Conference. I mean, this is a very quick team, and they've done a nice job defensively because they've been on their heels just like this throughout much of the match.
Harsh with a great steal there, but the Commodores regroup and they'll send it in.
Nice ball.
Tovar with it now. We'll see if he feeds or tries to get the cross. Gets the angle, still trying to draw, but does get the corner kick.
How about the strength by Tovar there to get around and force that corner?
Yeah, he is a hard guy to push off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have an upper body out of bricks to be able to pull that off, and he did just that. A good aggressive play by the keeper, though. If he stays in, that might have been an Erie goal.
So we'll see. I think it's Mayada getting set for the corner here. He sends it, and nobody there on the backside. That'll allow Akins to just let that one roll.
As they say in basketball, missed the whole apparatus.
Yes. The weak side, as they would put it. Nobody there.
That usually means someone airballed a free throw, so you never want to have to go to that well when you're doing a hoops game.
No, usually not good for you or them. And Silva with it now, pressuring.
But that's one of those lines, I don't know if he ever said it, but I can just picture Marv Albert saying,
yes,
missed the whole apparatus. Oh,
boy.
Now they play on, no argument from either side. Looked incidental, I guess, but boy, that could have been very dangerous for the Commodores with Armandia all the way up there if that had not gone Erie's way.
Pinto making contact there with Tematayo.
But again, no argument from either player. Like to see that. Play on. But this match has flown by when they're this well played, as all of them have been this year.
Good fortuitous bounce right back to Takuchi. Can he flip it up over? Yeah, he does, but just too much behind it.
Yeah, try the little chip there, the flop shot, if you will. I think he must not have been convinced that it was off the defender, because I think if he had known that, maybe he'd just let that go out for a corner. But if you're not 100% sure, you've got to go for it, and that's what he did. Just a little bit too strong on the chip.
Gabriel Hernandez getting set to check in. Go to the backside is Tematayo will check out after his Erie Commodores debut. We'll see how much extra time they'll add. They did what, 4 minutes, you said?
Yeah, and there have been fewer stoppages here.
No injuries.
And you had 2 water breaks as opposed to the 1. But in a 1-goal game, they might want to give them every opportunity. Never know.
Yeah.
Looks like we got another Ambassadors player getting ready to check in. Still has his penny on.
That is.
Commodores wanted a foul there, did not get it. I think that was probably the right decision to play on.
Yeah, Nantin Sorokin getting set to check in.
I don't know how you can read that number. I can't read that underneath the pink penny he's wearing.
22, right? Oh, that might be 72, excuse me.
Joe Thomas.
Patrick Harto.
Oh, there you go.
So clearly I couldn't read it on the initial first glance.
Oh, this is not good. He's okay. That was a non-contact fall. I was a little bit concerned there for Ja, but he's fine. Don't want to lose anybody to anything with both these squads getting ready for the postseason.
Other than Pinto, one good chance on a run. Beyond that, it has been all Commodores in the attacking third.
They've totally dominated the second half, just haven't gotten any to the show for it.
Kikuchi tries to feed it. That one plays away.
You've got to like my restraint. I have not made any Animal House references with Pinto. You know, of course, was one of the great characters. You can't wade too deep into movies like that on the air, you know.
Yeah, it's the copyright infringement territory.
That wasn't what I was referring to. Boy, nice play there, but
this go the other way.
2 on 5. We'll see if they can do anything with this. It was well done by Garcia on the slide tackle. Does result in the corner, but nice play there to just sort of get out in front of any potential cross.
That was Zemansky with the run there, forcing the corner.
Tough corner here. See if they go short into a stiff breeze.
Yeah.
Don't know if you can get it all the way there with the gusto you want. We'll see.
Yep.
Or they can with no problem. Head it away.
That one bouncing around. This can get dangerous here. It's a little push from Bustamante to try and clear out Pinto there. That'll clear it. So, Jack, I'll head down to the field. We'll have our man of the match. I believe it's going to be Aymar Aramendia.
I think that's a good call.
Short of a tying goal here in the final moments.
All right, we'll talk to you down on the field. 86th minute. Commodores still trailing 1-0. Depperschmidt in the first half, the lone goal, but Erie has been controlling things. They just haven't been able to get anything going toward the net. Now we have a Commodore player down. I believe that's Miata, but this will be a great chance for Erie on a free kick from 35 yards out. Of course, it was the United States that got that insurance goal, if you will, off of a free kick. That was closer in than this. But that was what made everyone in this country sleep more securely in their beds as they were down a man but able to take out Bosnia 2-0. Nice ball in, but knocked away by the aforementioned Depperschmidt. The way Erie's controlled the field position in the second half, you get the sense that if this thing kept playing, for example, if they were able to tie it, there's no overtime. It's still a regular season, so there's no overtime. But that they have been in such control that eventually they would find the net, but he just may run out of time here in the 87th minute as getting another substitution. Matiki Muiboka, 27, checks in. Erie looking for a friendly bounce. That's another thing they have not gotten in this match. May have gotten away with a handball in the box. And they're going to end up with a corner.
Well, Jack, we'll see how much time is added here. Good opportunity here. These are starting to dwindle.
Absolutely. And as I was saying right before you joined us, the bounces have not gone. I'm not blaming that, but, you know, sometimes you get friendly bounces, sometimes you get unlucky. Erie's been unlucky a few times today.
Yeah, you're going to have those games throughout a season. This one on net.
Yeah, just too far off to the left. Perry was a little bit off balance, but again, Erie keeps it in. Perry, nice. Oh, nobody home. That's a handball. That should be a PK. How do you miss that? Oh, my goodness. That should have been a PK with a chance to tie it in the 88th minute. They totally missed the handball.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that was as Jim Marnello would say, out in front of God and everybody.
That was right there in direct sight there, Jack. As I sit down here on the opposite side of the field, the official was maybe 5 yards away.
Yeah, and I don't know if he wasn't looking in that direction or if maybe he thought it didn't hit his hand. Looked pretty clear now. You know, you're at the other end, I'm up here, but I think everyone in this stadium thought it was a handball and should have been a PK for the Commodores.
Trying to feed Silva on a run there, but a good job by Akins to get a leg on it, force the throw in.
Still pleading their case, the Commodores bench, but it's not gonna do much good. We may get a yellow against Coach Nastuda, and yeah. You know, look at that. That's one of those ones, Sean, like a basketball coach getting a technical on purpose. Why not? That'll fire your team up, even if you lose this match. Why not? And it was well earned. That was a blatant miss in a critical moment. I believe that's the first time the Commodores sideline has been yellowed this year.
That is.
We saw one issued to Flower City.
See what the Commodores can do with it, Jack. Ball bouncing
one time.
around.
Oh, well, you wonder. You go one time there. If you're Gabriel Hernandez-Lace, maybe you have a shot at it. And fortunate there with Armandia that nobody was back. John, I mentioned while you were going down there, I get the sense that if this game was 100 minutes instead of 90, Erie would get at least one goal. They're in such control, but they may just run out of time. Yeah,
they've had the opportunities. It's just one of those games that you look through an entire season. It's Tovar with it, and a great save by Bertolini.
That was, he has had one heck of a match. Calvin Brown Jr. getting ready to check in here as we are now into extra time, trying to ascertain how much they're going to put on there.
As it's playing there, it looks like a sub. See how much they add on.
It'll be 5.
5 minutes of extra time, so a couple of more chances for the Commodores here. But again, it does not seem like the fortunes have been with them so far.
No, just unlucky. But I'll tell you what, that no call, that really got the crowd fired up.
Certainly did. You could hear the boisterous, loud pop.
Now, we want to hear that enthusiasm for all 90 minutes on Wednesday, I'll tell you what.
Again, Flower City coming to town, 7 o'clock, Saxon Stadium in the semifinal match.
Uh-oh. They're on. This could be trouble.
Armandia comes out, great challenge.
Oh my goodness, Armandia! How about that? Coming out, challenging Wibolka, and now a chance perhaps at the other end. You will not see a better. He has had one heck of a match.
He has been spectacular on every level.
I mean, it was 2 on just the keeper, and he goes out there and not only makes the initial save, but then has the ability to smother it. Just extraordinary.
Thing of note, Bustamante slow to get back into the play. You could see some cramping. He was grabbing at his foot.
And that one did hit the end line, so he got a goal kick. I'm not sure he needed to go after that, John.
Yeah, I think they got him for offside, too.
Oh, was it offside?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it may have hit the end line. So we've got 3 minutes or thereabouts remaining of extra time. You know, there's never a good loss, but the way Erie has played here in the second half, I think that yellow is going to be a positive. I think it's going to fire up the team. If they do end up falling here in this match, no shame, certainly. And wouldn't this be great if it was a preview of the Great Lakes Conference Championship game on July 11th?
If we're treated to a game like this, Jack, it'll certainly be one many fans will enjoy if that's the case.
Yeah, and credit Ambassadors. They've been on their heels this entire second half, and they have held firm, making that goal by Depperschmidt hold up. But still 2 and change. Like Takuchi's been out there the whole match, and he looks no worse for the wear. That guy mentioned, I mean, he just goes and goes and goes.
Yes, they have some guys here that have certainly well conditioned.
Yeah, that speaks to Coach D'Studa and how well conditioned this club is. Chance here. Well, that was another kind of unlucky bounce. Silva just couldn't quite get it near his feet to get a good look at the net. See if Perry can get across. There it is. Coming in. Nobody on the near side. Just been one of those nights.
You've got to like, this is one of those nights, though, you know, it's not one of those losses, Jack, we've talked about here in the second half, that you're going to go back and look at the film and go, boy, we got to fix this, got to fix that. The chances have been there.
No, the fixes came, if they really needed any, at halftime. And they've made phenomenal adjustments. They've totally controlled this second half. Now, the Commodores have played a less aggressive approach, but I think you try to bottle up what you did in the second half and just say the soccer gods will be with us. Some of these will find their way into the net next time around. Got about a minute left of extra time, and if you've been watching the World Cup, if we go past the 5, of course, and somebody's got a shot, they will let them play on for the chance to an extent. And these teams, as best we can tell, got through this game relatively healthy, which was, I know, a huge thing for the Commodores. You don't want anyone to get hurt in a game that doesn't have any meaning in terms of the standings.
Yeah, down here I don't see anybody getting work.
Oh,
Header.
my! Oh, what a great opportunity. Schroeder was right there, and if he gets that head down, maybe another foot, it finds the back left corner of the net. Another great opportunity.
Jack, it skimmed the top of the crossbar.
Did
there.
It really?
It did.
Wow. Yeah, another 6 inches then maybe even, and that's in. And boy, this place would have gone absolutely wild if he had hit that thing.
And that will about do it.
And again, want to give a shout out. Bertolini there on the goal kick. Now they didn't tell us it'd be 5 until they were at about the 91st minute. So we'll see if they give Erie one more run here. Because there was that substitution right at the end of regular time. That's going to do it. So, John, I'll wrap things up on the PA, and then I'll rejoin you here in a moment.
All right, as we come down here to field, final score in this one, a 1-0 victory for Ambassadors FC Ohio, and it was Alex Depperschmidt in the 31st minute that was the difference maker in this one, but not for the lack of trying for the Erie Commodores, as they had chance after chance in the second half here, so they will suffer their first loss of the season, finish the regular season at 10-1-1, but of course that #1 seed heading in to the conference championship tournament. They will head into that one on Wednesday. Flower City Union, as they get set for that one at 7 o'clock here at Saxon Stadium. So we'll see how it all plays out, Jack, but boy, not a lot to hang your head on in terms of this performance tonight. As he'll join us here in a second, and we hope to have Coach D'Studa. But you know, a lot to draw from here tonight that this group can be proud of. We'll hear from Coach D'Studa in just a minute, and hope to effort Aymar Aramendia as our man of the match here this evening. And now the preparation begins for the second season. This group obviously wanting to win its conference championship for the 7th time. They'll need 2 wins to do just that, and it all starts on Wednesday evening right here at Saxon Stadium. Against a Flower City team that has played this Commodores team tough. A 2-0 victory for the Commodores at Flower City, and then of course the 1-1 draw here just a couple of weeks ago between the two sides.
And again, credit Dapperschmidt and credit Ambassadors. They made that 1-goal hold up, but if you're Erie, your heads are high. They really outplayed this team in the second half, and I think that it's something to build on. God willing, they get past Flower City. That's not going to be easy. We saw how tough that team was up until today. The only non-victory of the season for Erie, but a lot of positives to take away from this.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you know, especially when you're ushering in, I think by final count, 5 new guys made some sort of appearance here tonight across the lineup. So to be able to add that many players in there, get them some playing time in case you have to draw on them at any point during the postseason run, that's always a good thing for a coaching staff to get a look and see what guys can contribute and where.
Well, and we said you've got guys like, Julian Tovar and Silva who are not used to coming off the bench. They just wanted to get a little bit of work in. They did that. I think we saw how much better the ball club was when they came in. Perry as well. You mentioned the new players. So it's odd that you'd have to sort of remake your roster to an extent as you get ready for the postseason, but that's the nature of this league when you're talking about excellent college soccer players.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way the calendar lines up with a lot of the colleges and universities around the country, they start to get ready for the fall here awfully early.
Yeah, and
so you will lose guys that you've counted on in those May and June, early June months.
But they know that. I mean, they know that going in, and they know that they're going to have to adjust, and more often than not, they get word of that.
As we'll welcome in owner John Melody. John, a spectacular season. Obviously would have liked to remain unbeaten, but not for a lack of trying here tonight. Plenty of opportunities for the club.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities, battled hard, but anybody who's watching the World Cup, goals are hard to come by sometimes, and listen, we've gone through the season. This is our last regular season game. We've gone through it undefeated until now, so maybe taking a loss now is better and regroup and get ready for playoffs on Wednesday night.
So we'll see how it goes as Coach Kata is making his way over here.
I'll let him check you and give you the
yes.
Scoop, yeah.
As we'll welcome in Coach here. As that was the owner, John Melody, getting ready for the playoffs. Coach, thanks for the time here tonight. Some new faces stepping into the lineup tonight. Overall, what did you make of your club's performance?
I think after the whole game, we had the ball. I think we created chances. That's clear. We didn't put them away, and it's part of it. They had one that they caught us slipping, and that's part of it. I don't know if they deserve that much, this win, the chance that they had, but it's part of football.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Seems like you guys did a lot to try and get right into the middle of the attacking third. Was that something you guys saw coming into this match, an area you could execute against?
Yeah, definitely. You can see our guys are so technical, and in their half, we always get it in between the lines, turn around, and find our wingers. Today was not the day that we quite finish it, but still, I see the idea is there.
What did you make of your keeper tonight in Aymar?
No, Aymar is excellent saving. I said it from the start of the season. We never had the problem with the goalkeepers, and you can throw anything at him, he will save it.
Now we head to the second season. How much are you looking forward to seeing what this group can do and getting ready for playoffs here?
Very much so. I think it's going to be a total different game next Wednesday. For me, today you lose, but it's not that you lose and you lost your ideas and you don't know what to do. I think we know the way that we want to play, and Wednesday is going to be a total different game.
All right, we'll see you Wednesday here at Saxon Stadium at 7 o'clock. That was Coach Kata Nastuda with his analysis after this one against our man of the match, Aymar Aramendia. We'll see if we can get him over here before we wrap things up. And again, head over to ErieCommodores.com to get those tickets reserved. Again, don't miss out on history. We could see a long run for this group and the talent that they have as they get set for the postseason.
And John, I've mentioned I've been doing these games for years, been very lucky. This is the best team I can recall. And I think this is the team that is best suited from a player and a coaching standpoint to make a deep run.
Yep, and we are joined by the man of the match, Aymar Aramendia. You don't play many more games that you can possess the ball like that. What did you make of, from the opposite side, what your club was able to do in the second half, just unfortunately unlucky to come away without a goal?
Well, I think this is a problem we struggled at the beginning of the season, that Kata have asked us a lot of being more intense in the final part, don't shoot out of the goal, get our chances. And today is one of those days where the things just don't go the way you want. And this is what happened. One mistake in defense, you are not able to create good chances, and this is football. That's what happened.
What did you make of your performance tonight? A couple of times you were tested there, minus the one goal, you came up with a couple of crucial saves.
Well, I think that this is my job at the end of the day. I prefer to concede 3 goals, don't make any save, and win the game. So for me, I don't really like those individual performance. Like I play good, I play bad. I think the important part is the team, that we have to bounce back from this for next Wednesday and play as we have been playing during the whole season against Flower City. Given the success of this team and obviously the close matches you've had with Flower City, but how much are you excited for the atmosphere the playoffs are going to bring on Wednesday? Well, I think the atmosphere is great. We are hoping a lot of people to come to support us. That helped us a lot, really. Like, you can feel when you are tired, the energy is not there at the end of the game, and you hear the people screaming at you, supporting you, that helps you a lot, especially to my teammates that they are running with this heat. And I think that is an important part in when the teams want to go far in this kind of tournaments.
Hi, Mark. Thanks so much. We'll see you here Wednesday night.
Thank you.
All right, that'll wrap things up here from the regular season finale between the Erie Commodores and Ambassadors FC Ohio. The final score here tonight, the first loss of the season for the Erie Commodores, falling 1-0 to Ambassadors FC Ohio. For all of our crew here spread across Saxon Stadium, we want to thank you for watching. For my broadcast partner, Jack Quinn, I'm John Leidick saying so long. We'll see you back here for the postseason coming up Wednesday night here from Saxon Stadium at 7 o'clock. Erie Commodores Soccer is brought to you all season long by LeCom.